I should be live streaming now. Okay. Now I'm gonna open up my YouTube. We're gonna drop this link in the chat so we can
right now.
We're gonna have to delete that live stream. Okay, people, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, we back. I'm gonna open up my YouTube. We back in this thing. All right, now what I'm finna do now, chat. What I'm finna do now. What's up, Smitty? What's up, Rocky? What's up, girl? All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit the copy, place it in the chat. Boom, and we're gonna let's go ahead and pin this joint. Pin it. Pin the message. Okay, cool. Anybody that wants to get on this panel, click that link. You got to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Miko Wolf. Okay. It's all good. Even if you came late, it's all good. So, hold on. I got to bring up this chat on my YouTube. Okay, we in this thing. What's up, family? What's up? Mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me? Can the chat hear me? I'm gonna open up my YouTube. Okay, we're gonna. We'll say, okay, who's trying to get in here? We got Miko Wolf. Bet. Like I said, if you in the chat and you trying to come up here, it's open. It's open. You can come up here on live. I put just click the link, the pinned comment.
Yeah.
And you can come up here. What's up, bro?
How you doing?
So I'm good. Man,
I told you.
He removed it. Who removed it? What was removed? Hey, y'all, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. The link got to be working.
Yeah, the link, because I would have never got up.
Yeah, because Miko is up here. Who else? They go Rocky. What's up, Rocky? You gotta you're probably gonna have to fix your stuff so I can hear you. Because I cannot hear you. All right, yeah. There you go. I hear feedback. I hear something. So if you on a TikTok side, you want to get on the panel, come over here to YouTube, click the link in the chat. Click the link in the chat on YouTube, and I can let you up on a panel if you want to come up here and talk about the crazy things that just took place with these Pan-Africans. Now, Wolf, you said that they kicked you off the panel?
Yeah, I was in the background because I couldn't get in on your end, so I went on his end. That's why he was like, hold on, stop, like somebody else trying to enter. That was me. So then he was like, oh, you trying to get fame. I was like, wow. Wow, I just wanted to ask him a couple questions.
Look, it was so simple, but we finna play it. We finna play this monstrosity so everybody can see. Who is Kiki?
I just thought of that Drake song.
Y'all gotta turn on your y'all gotta turn on your mic. We gotta hear you. What's up, Kiki? I ain't hear you.
I think a lot of them ain't coming in with
Kiki.
They're not coming in with their audio.
This B for all.
What's up, B for all? Change your name to B for all.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah. Hear you.
Okay.
I just can't see. Yeah, well, y'all got y'all cameras off, so of course it's only gonna be me showing up here. But yeah. Bro, you've been destroying people in these debates. Exactly. If you on a TikTok side, please come to the YouTube. I'm telling y'all, we gotta bring this joint to the YouTube side. And if we gotta do it through me, then so be it. But man, we shaking the foundation. These people get mad. They can't produce nothing. All they do is want to keep raising the bar, keep talking. And boy, y'all finna see this monstrosity. And I'm finna show y'all. We finna show it. So I'm gonna show it on the screen over here. My bad. Y'all looking at the TikTok. Now I need to try to get in. There you go. Hello. So we finna bring it up real quick so y'all can see this madness that fucking took place. I called it cry. That's what I called it.
When you were saying things like, don't be any conversation you had with anybody else, don't include me in none of that. And you were very defensive. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not even cut like that. You know what I'm saying? So I got a girl and she gonna trip out on me if I'm yelling at another woman online. She just gonna flip out at me. She not having none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, I didn't feel as if you needed to be coming at me like that. So I removed you. And I said, I don't argue with women. That's corny. That's something that I don't do.
No, you didn't remove me. I dropped.
Okay.
But so you said based on what I said was gaslighting.
Yeah.
So when we started to engage in the conversation, ideologies as me, they are not me. Just like you may share the same ideologies with people that I've dealt with in the past, but I'm not gonna address you like that. So I asked you, can you leave that at the door and come to me with a fresh new experience, because we don't know.
And shout out Prince. She came up there and held her own. She told the truth, how these motherfuckers move. Man, she had to come up there and do that because he literally playing the victim. This man literally playing the victim. If y'all go see the live from yesterday, this man playing the victim. Look at the way how they treated me yesterday. No hospitality, just straight hostility. I thought this was all for knowledge and information. But clearly on their side, it's not. But let's go.
Each other. So I'm just confused as to how that was gaslighting and how that was disrespectful. Now, yes, I was spicy in the comments because y'all wasn't trying to let National speak and finish what he was trying to explain. But when I got up on the panel, I wasn't arguing with you. I was asking you to, and then, like I said, your whole panel was all over the place. Everybody's jumping on everybody asking questions, then this person asking a question. It's just a whole lot of mess. So that's why I dropped, because you said you dropped me, and I actually dropped because after we got past that, someone asked me a question and then someone else did. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just drop, because it's like, it's no order. Everybody is just jumping on everybody. Oh, we got somebody in the panel that doesn't agree with us, so let's just go in. And it's like, we don't really get down with that. But
watch this. Remove from stage. Excuse me, Guzman, I'm putting you in the back chat. Excuse me, Sabio, I'm putting you in the back chat. Excuse me, Old Dog, New Tricks, I'm putting you in the back chat. Now I got two eyeballs up here against me. And I'm gonna show you something. The first place you
no, I'm not against you.
No. What I'm saying, if they're saying, I'm showing that I can have a conversation with people who are in opposition of my views or the historical narrative. But where you first,
hold on, y'all. If you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, you cannot see the screen. You can't see anything what's taking place. Go to Naturalism of Yahweh on YouTube so you can see what's going on. I got 21 views over there and TikTok live. Go to YouTube if you want to see what's on the screen. Y'all over there having a battle in the comment section. Go over here to YouTube.
Erred at is you cut me. You didn't allow me to finish anything that I was saying. So if you didn't allow me to finish anything that you're saying, unless you're Professor X, you don't know what I was getting ready to say. And I do agree with you when you said everybody was all over the place asking him a lot of questions. But you fail also to mention the fact that he is saying some very...
Hold on real quick. Praying. If you want to join on Zoom, click the link that's in the chat right there that's above you. It's pinned at the top. Just click that link. Your name will pop up and it should take you through your browser and you should be able to join. Or it will take you through your Zoom app if you have the Zoom app. So that's how you do it. If you're trying to get on the panel on the YouTube side, click that link up there that's in the chat. All right. If you come up here on some messy shit, I'm going to kick you off immediately. That goes for you Yep. That goes for you Pan-Africans. That goes for you Native Americans, because I know you over here too. So if you're trying to get in the chat, you come up here on some messy stuff, you're going to get kicked off immediately. All right. Let's go.
Controversial things when he's saying he took a DNA test and then he uses the chain of custody and he's miscomprehending what he's reading. He's miscomprehending the historical narrative about Africans coming over here to this country. So this is why everybody will get upset, because this is their history. So now I'm standing up here and I'm asking him to show me the archaeological data, which consists of an anthropological study, linguistics, etc., to prove that people that look like him were here before the colonists arrived. That's a fair question. Now, hopefully we could get off to a better start and we could keep it right there, because I don't mind the sisters coming up here talking. I let Melanated Goddess rock out up here. I let everybody rock out up here. Sometimes, if you notice, I stepped away for a whole hour and I'll give it to the panel. But as of right now, I'm going to hold it down by myself just for a minute. I'm going to let Sabio, Guzman, I'm going to let everybody back in. But I want to hold it down up here by myself for a second while he gives that gives us this evidence here, archaeological evidence, because I think it's only fair, and that's going to keep the conversation very cohesive with what everybody wants to see. You see what I'm saying? But if you have any questions concerning the information that he puts up there, you can ask the question. You understand? Also, so let's get it. Do you have the archaeological evidence proving that people look like you were here before the colonizer arrived?
Yes, sir. I got several. Yes, sir. I got several.
Okay, can you show me it?
All right, for the opens up again.
Now, old Guzman, old dog, new trick. I'm gonna bring y'all in about 5 minutes. All right.
All right.
Bring y'all in 5 minutes. Give me a sec.
Can you
I'm
see
gonna
it?
share his screen. Okay, go ahead.
You can see the screen.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
So before we get started here, I asked you for archaeological evidence, and right now this isn't looking.
Hold on, pause real quick. I just realized something. Those of y'all that's on the TikTok side, Chris reminds me of our historic foundation. He reminds me a lot of our historic foundation. His same talking points, though, his demeanor, how he keep raising the bar, it's the same thing. You got, look, Mr. Cool on YouTube. I mean, on TikTok. Cool. I see you in the chat. You down there saying, where the link? Where the link? Cool. Cool. You got to go to Naturalism of Yahweh on YouTube. You know you can't put no link on the TikTok. So go to YouTube, type in Naturalism of Yahweh. It's right there on the screen. Like it's in big bold letters. No, it's good. Just go over there if you want to see everything. All right, let's go.
Good, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and read it because it wouldn't be fair for me to jump to a conclusion without hearing the matter out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It says this is the Miami News, 1975, February 25th. And it says this is by an anthropologist himself. The anthropologist is the one that reported this. And it says bones may tell if blacks in the Indies before Columbus. And I also got another word. It says Washington Smithsonian scientists are puzzling over the possibility that there might have been blacks in the West Indies more than 2 centuries before Columbus. Institution anthropologists are studying 2 male Negro skeletons unearthed in an abandoned Virgin Islands cemetery. Soil from the earth layers where the skeletons were found has been dated at the year 1250. Although scientists noted that the skeletons could be those of slaves buried later in an already existing Indian cemetery. Look, they already said the bones dated to be 1250, which would be conjecture. And it says, but Douglas Aberlaker, a Smithsonian anthropologist, noted that one of the skeletons had a ceramic vessel placed around the waist. This, he said,
it says wrist, not waist.
This, he said, was a custom of the Indians in the area, most of which had left or been killed by the time the Spanish introduced African slaves into the islands in the 17th century. The vessel was of Indian origin and pre-Columbian design. And it says the mystery may be cleared up when carbon-14 dating of a bone taken from both Negro skeletons is completed. It says if the bone is dated around 1250 and Aberlaker is extremely skeptical that it will, then it would be established for the first time that blacks could have preceded whites in the New World by possibly 200 to 300 years. Pre-Columbian inhabitants who wore vessels like those on the skeleton included the warlike Caribs and the peaceable Arawaks, though whose civilization was producing pottery by the time Columbus arrived. And it says by 1956, most of the Indians had left the Virgin Islands and been annihilated by the Spanish. It says African slaves were introduced to St. Thomas in 1673 to work in the cane fields. There are no historical references to a black presence before that. No historical, according to them. And it says if the blacks were buried by their own people, Aberlaker says the presence of the pot suggests that the newly relocated Africans quickly adopted Indian customs. Again, these people, they popped up to 1673. These bones were dated to around 1250, and they say it got to be carbon dated. And they also had basically an Indian vessel, what they say, some type of Indian vessel around the wrist, which show they was practicing the culture of that. But it says, if buried by remnant Indian populations, more conjecture, it means black immigrants were accorded the same burial honors as the Caribs and Arawaks. And it says the 1250 AD date estimated for carbon found in the grave suggests another interpretation, although Aberlaker and his associate consider it highly unlikely. But they say it is scientifically conceivable that a Negroid population somehow preceded European colonization and was settled in the West Indies before Columbus discovered the Bahamas in 1492, or dropped an anchor at St. Croix the next year.
St. Croix.
All right, so
okay, so the first thing I want to do is show you this is an editorial based on the find, and there has been no conclusion put on this if you read this. And the thing I did ask you was for archaeological evidence proving that you all were here. What this editorial said is it may be that of a Negroid skull. And craniology.
And they later confirmed it, Chris.
See how quiet I was when you spoke? I never said a word, did I? Can I get the same respect?
All right.
Thank you. This is not archaeological evidence. All right. And what you're doing is you're providing me editorial after editorial after editorial. When I'm looking for archaeological evidence, I'm looking for substructures. I'm looking for pictures. I'm looking for language. I'm looking for culture. That's what I'm looking for. So you're going into craniology. Craniology is not a method that they use today.
Are you finished, sir?
Yes, that's not enough. I'm asking you for archaeology. You're
Okay.
not showing me anything. You're showing me editorials.
Okay, sir. These are anthropologists that reported their findings. And also, they took pictures of the skulls and announced that they are Negroid. Now, the second article I'm showing is the same thing, which you will call it editorial. Again, I mean, all information is editorial when it comes down to books, documentation, even when anthropologists.
No, sir, that is incorrect.
Let me finish.
Editorials contain commentaries in a methodology that may not be sustained through the scientific method. You would have to, don't tell me to let you finish because you interjected when I was speaking. So now I'm interjecting on your narrative that is wrong. You need to use the scientific method. The scientific method yields an abstract, it yields a method, and it yields a conclusion. There is no conclusion based on that in 1975. That is more than 50 years ago.
Sir, you are gonna have to prove it because right now all you just giving is commentary to the information I just provided.
All right, so once again, I'm asking you for archaeological evidence. If now, let's do this. I'm going to stay where you at. We're gonna say that those were Negroes, right? What substructures did you build? And that says the West Indies, by the way. I asked you for the Americas. That's why listening is very important. I asked you in the Americas. That said West Indies.
It's not the Caribbean part of the Americas.
Jamaica, the Caribbean. I asked you for America.
Define America.
Define America as the 50 states of this country.
So North America.
Right. You know exactly what I meant when I did that.
No, we talking the Americas.
Okay, so you're saying that you are now of the Carib culture. Is that what you're saying? Because you're about to hang yourself on this. You're of the Carib
you
culture.
say Carib culture?
No,
I do not practice. I do not practice the Carib culture.
No. You're saying that you're of a Caribbean background. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm doing is providing that Negroid type people were here in the Americas. Now you're trying to connect me to the Caribs. This is not dealing with my personal background. This is proving that Negroids was here in the Americas.
Did not yield a conclusion.
Hey, you're raising the bar now.
No, because you call yourself an indigenous aboriginal. That means that you were over here in the Americas. So we don't have a Negroid population over here pre-colonialization,
yes,
right?
We do. We have
because they also raised the fact that it could have been slaves.
Look, and they also provided conjecture and said the slaves did not come here until around 1673. So if they dated these bones to the 12th century, then that means that's not slaves. I mean, they said it right there in the source.
Okay, so you're saying that those Negroid skulls that you're using craniology proves that Negroes were here, right?
Yes, it's one of them.
What was their culture?
What you talking about this one right here?
No, I'm saying what was their culture? Because when I ask you for archaeological data, what I'm doing is maybe this is something that we need to be looking into. That's called being honest. But when you say Negroids now, what was their culture that they produced in the Caribbean?
In that article, it talked about like an Indian vessel wrapped around a wrist. I mean, if you can consider that as part of their culture, and they're buried, when they bury you, I mean, they bury their individuals, then I mean, they could put the nail in the coffin too. But again, this was to prove that Negroids were here. I'm not talking about heritage. I'm not talking about culture. I'm not talking about what they did. I'm talking about the presence of them being here before colonial time. Now you're adding linguistics, culture, heritage. That is raising the bar. That's what you're doing.
Yes. That's what you're supposed to be doing when you're dealing in the field of scholarship. You're supposed to not just be producing to me a form of craniology, which is seen as being pseudo today, and which is not accepted in the scientific community anymore. They don't accept craniology as forms of science. They don't accept it anymore. And anybody can get up here and tell you that. Anybody will tell you that.
If that's the case, then Lucy, all these African bones that they're finding, everything that proves that evolution is true, then that is fictitious then.
Okay, so now you're going to Lucy.
Sir, you just said cranial, using scores to prove basically a presence of individuals is there. They said
what I'm saying exactly what I said. You're trying to use Lucy. They don't use craniology in a modern sense. Lucy was found where? Where was Lucy found? In
Ethiopia, around Ethiopia.
Exactly. So that's how they determined she's African.
Okay, so they found these scores over here. Sir, let me finish, sir, because the scientific world still uphold Lucy. Now, when we talk about this particular skeleton that they found in the Caribs, the same thing can still be applied. It's just you don't want to take that as evidence. So you're being double-minded, Chris.
Evidence. It's because you don't accept evolution. And if you understood that Homo sapiens sapien migrated out of Africa, you would understand that
you see the mindset of these Pan-Africans? You see how double-minded they are? So he can uphold the location of Lucy and say she's an Ethiopian because she was found there. So since we found some skeletons in the Caribs that predates Christopher Columbus coming here, and they were Negroid, somehow they're not Negroid.
That's crazy. That's what I said. I said, so you find bones in the Americas, any Americas, then they're American. Like, you found the bones in Ethiopia, she Ethiopian. Like, why is that so hard to understand? Like, that was crazy to me.
So what oh, Miko had left. What is there so hard to understand about this? I'm trying to see how is Chris so confused here. And then he's trying to play these little word games and use double talking, double speech. And then he turned around and contradicts himself so many times. Then got the nerve to say, basically, I'm wrong. And yet he still ain't produced no knowledge, no evidence whatsoever. Here go Chris right here. He still ain't produced no knowledge, no understanding whatsoever. He didn't produce nothing for the scientific world. All he do is just sit up here and just spill his nonsense and don't produce no source.
And he does not converse with women. You cannot have a conversation with him. You cannot express your viewpoints on the conversation because he will shut it down and speak on him trying to get a woman to have a conversation. So if you're a lady, do not go on his panel because he's not going to address you as such.
Now go ahead, Chris. Chris is here. We're gonna stop the share, and then we're gonna continue once he leaves. So let's go.
I think that her position is totally unjust because excuse me?
Turn on your camera, please.
Yeah, okay, because I'm outside right now. Give me a second here.
Because my thing is, I never said anything disrespectful that warranted you to feel like, I'm not going to fight a woman.
Sis,
so
I don't know what type of narrative that you're trying to push, but you were never disrespected on my panel. You said that you were going to remove yourself from the panel. No one removed you. You removed yourself.
No, I'm agreeing. And
no one disrespected you at all. You were never disrespected.
You're not listening. I didn't say you disrespected me. What I said was,
if you was a woman, do not go on his channel because he is very disrespectful. That's what you said. You just got done saying it. And I don't know why you would say something like that. But we're not here to talk about that. What I want to do is talk about the gentleman that he brought an article from 1975.
Okay, hold on, Chris.
Over in the Caribbean.
Hold on, Chris, because this is not your panel, so you're not going to.
Okay, and this is what y'all do. Okay. Bye.
The way you
later, bro.
The train finished passing.
He left.
I know he's still listening though. So, like I said, your demeanor was very disrespectful and misogynistic. Period. I didn't say you disrespected me. What I said was, when you're on your panel, when someone comes on your panel being a woman like I was, and I'm telling you, I'm watching the live and you're not letting me actually get his points out. Because I made sense, right? You decided to say, I'm going to find a woman to deal with you. When it's disrespectful. So, continue now.
Basically, I already know what he's going to do. He's going to pull out the article and talk about how they're comparing these scores to African scores and comparing the African teeth to these teeth, it's going to show how they're quite different and how they're quite the same. All Negro skulls have something similar. Chris, I already debated this cause on Mo Facts on the debate between me and Mo Facts. That's why he ain't fully brought out the whole article. So again, Chris, I would love for you to come back. I would love for you to come back and go over that article that I was trying to read and get there, but you kicked me off the panel. So Chris, if you're still there, please come back and get to that part when they was measuring the score so you can go on ahead and knock yourself out, because you just said the scientific world they don't acknowledge them, nobody measuring the scores, cranial measurement or whatever. You said the world do not acknowledge that shit no more, yet you finna come back over here and say the dumb shit. So go ahead and show the world how fucking double-minded you is. Go ahead. Okay, Miko's back.
And if he comes back up here, I'm not going to interject. I just wanted to say that. So I'm going to go back on mute.
What's up, Miko? Yeah, the clown that came over here and he was going to bring out the rest of the article that I was trying to read. And he left because Prin was giving it to him.
Damn, yo, I'm about to go on his live and try to get him back, but I had to make a phone call. I got to make another one real quick. I'm gonna go on his live, tell him to come back because I want to ask him a question.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's exactly what he do. That's why I felt like it's not even spiritually healthy to even debate somebody like that, because it doesn't matter what you bring. They already have in their head that you're wrong, and then on top of it, they already have personal opinions about you already. So they're not even going to be in the state of receiving the information. So it's like it's like he have a panel full of panderers. Everyone panders to him. That's what he's used to. That's how he runs his panel. No one can correct him. No one can interject. He simply asks you to prove that Negroes was in America. He cuts you off in the middle of you explaining, like, and they're gonna say, I'm being fair. That's why I said, no, you're not. And like, I was really like, I had to drop because I couldn't take it no more. Like, if I feel like I have to walk on eggshells being around people, you're toxic. And I don't want to be in that type of space. And yeah, that's how he runs panels, y'all.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, those of y'all on TikTok, go to YouTube, Naturalism of Yahweh. That's the name. It's spelled out right there on the screen, right there on TikTok. Go to Naturalism of Yahweh on YouTube so you can see everything that's on the screen. So yeah, we coming to YouTube. We shutting all this Pan-African shit down on YouTube. That's what the hell we doing. And look, we see it's way worse over here on YouTube than where it is on TikTok. I see where Black First got all his BS from. Oh, let me start on Black First before we continue.
I couldn't believe his ass. That shit, I'm like, wow.
Let's get on Black First. Black First got the nerve to go to my YouTube to go find the Pan-Africans who I was talking to yesterday and try to go give them intel about me and my people. I said, man, I'm so tired of these what they call it, wall rats. I'm so tired of them. And then the man over there trying to play victim. He said they coming over here to attack little old me. Bro, we see what the fuck you're doing. You're trying to get Chris aligned with the syndicate. Y'all trying to stay motherfucking relevant. Because you see, we ain't dealing with you motherfuckers no more. Y'all got defeated. And now you trying to join up with Chris? Next thing you know, they're going to try to join up with Sinetta TV.
Yeah, Natural. I noticed the minute that you got dropped down, he go Black First. He acting like a cheerleader. Oh yeah, man. The minute you dropped, he was in the chat. Like he let him up.
Yeah.
I said, oh Lord, here comes the cheerleader, waiting for his chance.
And you want to know what's so interesting to me, before he didn't even know who Chris was. Remember last year, he was asking us what live we was on. So that means you asked us that just to go to the panel the next day and talk your shit. Yeah, come on.
Hey, Prince, you was kind of going in and out.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just go on mute because my service is probably sketchy.
All right, bet. Well, yeah, that's crazy. Now we can't y'all, man, y'all can see what's finna happen. MoFax, Port City trying to stick their big ass leg over here again. They trying to be relevant. They see naturalism, don't even want to fuck with them no more. They see naturalism on bigger and better things now. And they're like, no, we gotta attach ourselves to that. We gotta chase this nigga. We gotta follow him. What the fuck you doing over here on YouTube? I thought y'all teach over YouTube. Why are you bringing yourself and Chris MVP Harris channel to talk about natural? Why are you doing that? Stay over there in TikTok. Stay over there with your pan goofies and your friends and all that and whatnot. Spread your Pan-African bullshit over there. But y'all are literally following me. And now y'all trying to join Chris shit. I see what the fuck's going on. And y'all still gonna get fucking defeated. Because Chris showed himself today. He showed himself today. He showed how fucking really afraid he really is. This man is afraid. Anybody can see it. And anybody can see that he's double-minded. And everybody can see that he's fucking confused. So if y'all want to go join them, go join them. Y'all trying to stay relevant? Hey, if y'all trying to use other Pan-Africans to stay relevant, then go ahead. They just show you that you're not a big boy status. All right. Well, let's go.
Study of craniology.
Double-minded, the scientific word.
Again, those of y'all on TikTok, go to YouTube. If you want to see everything that's on the screen, go to YouTube.
Still uphold Lucy. Now, when we talk, that's
craniology in a modern sense. Lucy was found where? Where was Lucy found?
In Ethiopia, around Ethiopia.
Exactly. So
okay.
That's how they determined she's African.
Okay, so they found these
right,
schools
so
over here. Sir, let me
pause. This man just called Lucy an African. This man just called a monkey a goddamn monkey. Hold on, let me show y'all what Lucy looked like. This is so disrespectful to the African people. This is so disrespectful. They called this thing. They called this thing right here. He called this thing right here an African.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's fucking wild as hell. That's wild to the motherfucking Ethiopians, Somalians, Kenyans, Sudan, the people of Sudan, Sudanese, Egyptians, anybody that live close to the Nile. That's so fucking disrespectful. He called this thing an African. He basically said, this is an Ethiopian.
That's crazy.
I'm crying.
So where's the in between today, though? That's I'm trying to figure that out.
Pan-Africans, bro. You now I see, Chris, that you believe you're a primate, that you have a common ancestor to the primate. So I just like how I export city the same thing, I'm gonna ask you this, Chris. Since there's a common ancestor between the Homo sapien, which is the hominin, a primate, which is a hominin, Lucy, Homo erectus, all these motherfuckers is classed under the ape family. Since there's a common ancestor between all of them, who is that one common ancestor that they all come from? And what the fuck do it look like? Do I gotta draw a diagram of an ape, a monkey, a motherfucking human being, and something else, and draw a line to this one particular ancestor whom they all come from? Because if it looked like something like Lucy, it might be something that looked way worse than Lucy. This is the mind of a Pan-African. He said all humans came out of Africa. No, all apes came out of Africa. All apes. The out of Africa theory. Life began in Africa. And you just seen the whole breakdown of his mindset. I really don't understand you Pan-Africans. I really don't. Y'all say this is white indoctrination. Everything white is indoctrination. Yet you uphold one of the most racist theories, the evolutionary theory, where Darwin compares a gorilla to a black man. He compared a black man's brain size to a gorilla. But you got the nerve to talk down on white literature, but uphold their theories. Logically, doesn't make fucking sense. But I'm not educated. I'm illiterate. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not ready to debate Chris. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. No wonder you overtalk me a lot. Let's get back to it. My bad. Anybody else got something to say contrary to what was being said?
No, go ahead. Proceed. Proceed.
All right.
Let me finish, sir, because the scientific world still uphold Lucy. Now, when we talk about this particular skeleton that they found in the Caribs, the same thing can still be applied. It's just you don't want to take that as evidence. So you're being double-minded, Chris.
That as evidence. It's because you don't accept evolution. And if you understood that Homo sapiens sapien migrated out of Africa, you would understand that the study of craniology cannot be accepted here. Because guess what? All modern humans, modern anatomically humans that we see today, they migrated out of Africa. That was Homo sapiens sapien. So you can't not accept one side of science and then run here and say go to craniology and say you accept it here. You would now have to accept evolution as a science.
No, sir.
This is the science of evolution when they're dealing with craniology.
No, sir. I do not have to accept evolution because evolution have been debunked.
This doesn't make any sense.
Let me finish. No, it does make sense.
So how do you look at
Chris, let me finish what I have to say.
If you look at modern anatomically humans are not the same as Homo erectus and Homo sapien.
Mm-hmm.
Homo sapien migrated out of Africa. That's why they're saying you cannot use craniology to determine who is who anymore.
Okay.
We already know that Homo sapiens sapien migrated out of Africa.
Okay, sir. So after
you're saying everybody is African.
After I bring out this source, sir, I want you to provide that evidence to show that they do not use the scores to determine who an individual is and what location they come from, instead of just talking about it. Okay, you just said on this panel we got to bring out information.
I'll show that.
So after I bring this out, I want you to show me that. Okay, so right here, this is 2 scores from the West Indies. It says a male Negro from Barbados, the British West Indies, and an undeformed male Indian from Cuba. Okay, and we're going to
one second, brother. Kyle, what did you have to say?
And they were. Yeah, I just wanted to drop something into the back chat. I didn't want to put it on the screen, but it was about craniology.
Hold up, you Red. I'll get you in here in a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No. What were you trying to say, real quick?
Now, I was just sharing to the individual that he's regurgitating a theory that was presented by Samuel Morton that has been known to be a pseudoscience. It actually was the method that they used to claim ownership and lineage to Egypt. And that has been debunked since like 1940, but there's a remnant of people who still use craniology, and I think it would be beneficial not to use that, because in craniology, you're looking at the shape and the size of the skull, and they deemed that the smaller skulls that they were finding were small brain individuals that had to be Negroes.
Okay, so we got it right there. This is why craniology is no longer accepted. Let me pull the source real quick. Thank you, Kyle. I'm gonna put you in the back,
Okay.
okay?
All right, go ahead.
Cool. Yep.
Okay, can I continue?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, now this is right here. This is Man, a monthly record of anthropology science, published under the direction of the Royal Anthropological Institute of Great Britain and Ireland, April 1939. All right. So this is an official document. Now it says Negro skeletal remains, not skull, skeletal remains from Indian sites in the West Indies by T.D. Stewart, Division of Physical Anthropology, United States National Museum, Washington, D.C. It says the recent paper in this journal by Buston.
I'm sorry. I have to stop you here 1 second, respectfully.
Okay.
I'm asking you for archaeological evidence. Archaeological evidence is going to show a material culture that was developed from these people. Now, all you're doing is giving me articles, editorials, layered with commentary from 1939. Science has evolved since then. I'm looking for the material culture now. That's what I want to see. What did these Negroes develop? Because you're now on here saying that these were Negroes and you don't consider yourself a Negro. So what I'm asking you for is the material culture that supports their claims. Now, that's what I'm looking for, because whenever you find skeleton, whenever you find bones, you have a material culture that went along with that. Where is the material culture? I'm looking for archaeological evidence. And this is what—
By the way, he just admitted that Negroes was here. Just in case you didn't hear it, but I digress.
What you all do.
Can I say something before you continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to point out, this C3, y'all. I wanted to point out how he said scientists don't use craniology. So he must not know what craniology is, which is the study of the shape and size of a human skull. And the skull is a part of the skeleton. So you're telling me that they're going to study the neck on down and just forget the head? Make it make sense.
Correct. And that's the reason why I repeated skeleton to him.
He also incorrect about them not finding anything, because what about the pygmy skulls that were found in Holliston Mills, Tennessee? They're like 40,000 years old.
Oh wow, man! I think I got something on it, on the pygmies found in Tennessee. I was for the show another one dealing with the petrified Negro they found in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
But he kicked me off in the midst of me reading this.
Man, he came back to the panel. I'm trying to get him to come back, but he ain't even letting me up on his panel.
Now, in this article right here, Miko, later on in the article, it talks about how they comparing these skulls to the African skulls in the West Africa. And it talks about how their skulls, like, is around the same measurements and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he measures the teeth. Then it talks about how the teeth is slightly different and basically a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I was going to explain to him, I was going to bring up another article talking about how they compare Negro skulls to the Negro skulls. I mean, the Negro skulls in Africa to the Negro skulls in the Pacific Islands and various other places, to show that the Negroes have a certain range. Just because y'all reach a certain range, like let's just say 80 to 85, like your cranials 80 to 85 in the measurement, it doesn't mean you come from Africa. Those are just basically the measurements of what they define a Negro when it comes down to the measurements of a skeleton.
Exactly.
That's all. So he wanted to bring that part out, but he cut me out. I was going to read it for him, but he cut me out of the live before I even got to it.
Yeah, because he said we was looking for fame, but I just want to ask him a question. Actually, several questions. I want to ask him, what exactly is an African? When is he leaving? What part of Africa is he from? Where does he have dual citizenship at? And I want to ask him, how does he prove what tribe he's from?
He wouldn't have been able to answer that. But and then another thing with the skull, like you can't look at the body and tell if it was a black man. To tell if this was a black, an Asian, or a white man, they look at the skull. It's the skull that tells you what race it was. Was it a Negroid, a Caucasoid, or a Mongoloid?
And we what I think people need to understand is that like when you have went so far and built a platform on being a pan African, when the evidence starts to hit you, you got to understand like they get scared. Like they literally they gotta basically like ignore the evidence for their audience, because keep in mind they brainwashing a certain group of people. So when the evidence come out, they're gonna kick you off the panel. It happens every time. Every single time. They get upset, they start ignoring the evidence and asking questions that's irrelevant. And that's, we gotta understand, like they gotta something to uphold with their audience.
Man, you absolutely right, B for all, because man, I'm also gonna play the live from yesterday too. But I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like they see the evidence, they know it makes sense to them, but they do everything in their power to deny it. And then once they do that, they become double-minded. They become confused in front of the people, but not in front of their fans. Now, he don't realize a couple of Pan-Africans just subscribed to me. Like people are starting to see this joint, like, hold on, there's something here. There could be a substance here. Like at the end of the day, it's just conjecture when they come around here. Let's just say that the Pan-Africans just say, okay, there were black people here. And they automatically say, but they were Africans. Now, that's an assumption. That's placing our identity on these people when these people didn't even show no type of evidence to show that they come from Africa. By the end of the day, it's just assumption. So, like for example, they like to compare the Olmecs to some tribe in Africa. But yet, when you look at the Olmecs and compare them to these tribal Africans, there's no motherfucking comparison in culture whatsoever. Not even when it comes down to artifacts, there's no motherfucking comparison. They just say, that's an African. They do this all the time. So my thing is, when are we going to stop assuming? It's just a step. It's just start accepting it for what it is. I don't see the problem on why y'all want black people to, all black people around the world, to be from Africa. What's wrong with black people being from America, from Asia, from Canada, hell, even from Europe? What's wrong with black people origins started from there? And not one Pan-African can tell me. This little Africa supremacy shit, it needs to stop. It really does. Because none of y'all don't even have no ties to Africa whatsoever. None of y'all can't even prove y'all came from Africa. And none of y'all don't have no culture from Africa. You don't have no affiliation to no tribes and nothing whatsoever. At least we can provide documentation to Indian tribes. Y'all can't provide no type of shit to Africa whatsoever. And I can't wait for the Africans to stand up for their damn tribes and start checking you motherfucking Pan-Africans. Quit claiming something.
I can't wait for that day too.
Right.
Because they're going to hand them their ass. They're going to start saying, prove that you came off a slave ship. Prove that you have ancestors that's African that worked the plantation. Because a lot of these pan goofies don't know that a lot of Africans went back to Africa after slavery.
Man, that's facts, man. Anybody got anything to say before I finish out the video?
I do one more thing. I don't understand how, like, say we are Africa. Why do they deny that black people were over here? I don't understand that. So you got Nigeria has one of the oldest boats and then you got all them Egyptian boats that they had. They don't think not one Negro put a boat on the Atlantic Ocean. So y'all built all these pyramids, all these civilizations and stuff like that, but y'all don't believe that anybody came over here. That makes no sense at all. That makes no sense. And somebody just put in the chat that Chris is gonna come back up. I'll give you $1,000 if you can prove anything we say wrong. That goes to anybody on TikTok, Facebook. It don't matter who they are. I'll give you $1,000. You don't have to put up any money, but I'm willing to debate anybody who can prove anything that we're saying wrong.
Y'all heard him. He said it in the live when he went live explaining the DNA to y'all. So we're really waiting. And again, I haven't showed the audience not even half the information that I have. Not even half. I got so much more that can prove the point. That's why y'all so quick to cut me off. Y'all always trying to Kanye me. I'm still trying to see what the hell they scared of, Miko. Ain't nothing for them to be scared of. It ain't like it affects them.
It's because they got to do some work, because a lot of them, they don't even know who their 6th or 5th or even 7th great grandmother or father is. They don't even know it.
Well, you hit it on the nail. Where Opium at? Opium would have loved that statement right there. Because first and foremost, we need to start checking these Pan-Africans on their genealogy. They always want to holler about DNA. No, sir. We need to see the documentation of you coming from that land. We need to see a passenger list, a slave manifest, slave register, something. Transfer record, importation record, something with this person name on it. And show how you link to this person. Hell, just give me one. I don't want to hear this sob story about they destroyed all the records. They burnt all the boats, and we can look up a boat from the 9th century that's still active today.
I mean, make it make sense. The U.S. will put dinosaur bones in a museum, but not a slave ship. Something that was historic in American history. How y'all get dinosaur bones up, but not a slave ship?
I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous. The reason I be getting mad, people, is because I cannot stand the stupidity. Like, I know my people is intelligent. I don't believe there's no stupid people in my nation, race, ethnicity. I don't believe there's no stupid people amongst us, unless you literally have some type of brain problem or you got some type of accident or something like that. But what I'm saying is, you know it's true. You're just fighting against it. Just be honest. That's all we want you to do. Just be fucking honest. Because we don't care about the natives. We don't care about how the Mexican feels. We don't care about what the white people feel. We care about how our people feel about this. We're trying to convince our people. And like I said to my brother Ron, it's going to take another set of Negroes out of this country for y'all to wake up. For them to tell y'all who the hell y'all is. It's going to take them, because you're not listening to your own people over here. Africa already told you who you was. Do we need the Pacific Islanders to tell you who you is? Do we need the Black Asiatic people to tell you who you is? Do we need the Black Europeans to tell you who you is? You got people from Africa themselves is telling you, hey, you always been from America. Yet you just can't get it through your thick ass skull. It's really a damn shame. But let's go. Let's go.
Articles. This is 1939.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go even earlier before that. Now the thing is, again, you can keep raising the bar. What I'm doing is proving the Negroid presence that was here. If you want to look at culture, go look at culture your own time. If you want to look at the heritage, go look at the heritage your own time. My point is proving that it was Negroid people that was here in the Caribs. Okay. Now you can fuss about that all day, but what I'm doing, I'm proving myself right. I proved the skeletal remains is here. I proved that the presence was here before Columbian time, and you don't like that. Okay. So if you want to go find that culture, you go find it. That's you. But what I'm going to do is keep providing the evidence of the presence of the Negroes here. And now you say I don't consider myself a Negro. I consider myself a Negroid. I come from that stock. I know I come from these peoples. And next time, please ask me on what I am instead of just assuming, because I mean, y'all like to class everybody up in certain classifications, right? So I know what type of stock or what class I am. So let me go ahead and finish this, and then I would like to see this work, or what y'all talking about. This so-called debunking or whatever theory or whatever this one guy have presented. Okay, but it says the recent paper of the Journal of Buxton, Trevor, Julian, Mann, 1938, 47. That's supposed to be the date. It says implies that an undeformed Negroid physical type inhabited the Virgin Islands in pre-Columbian times. Not only is this implication contrary to previously accepted findings for the Antillean area, as will be shown later, but it also fails to give an adequate consideration to the possibility of these skeletal remains representing intrusive Negroid burials. And it says the mere presence of skeletons in a sand or shell mound of Indian origin, lacking careful stratigraphic records, is not certain evidence of primary association with the accompanying artifacts.
Pause right there. What is stratigraphy in the field of science?
Go ahead, brother. Tell me the definition.
No. I want you to explain to us.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay, stratigraphy means when you're digging in the ground, and every layer accounts for a certain amount of years. The further and further they go down, the farther and farther the date becomes. If they start at one layer, they're going to say 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. It's how they date the sediment in the ground.
Natural, you go over that all the time.
But I wanted you to understand what it is you're reading here.
Okay.
Right? Now, right here, I'm having a problem with what I'm hearing here. And this is written in what year?
Sir.
What year was this written? That's all I'm asking.
1939. Can you please let me finish? 1939. Okay. Because it doesn't matter. They still found this in a layer. There's let me just continue, man. And it says, moreover, I venture to say that few physical anthropologists familiar with American Indian skulls would mistaken for Indians those illustrated by Buxton, Trevor, and Julian. Now, this is why he said it. He said, indeed, most physical anthropologists would probably be less conservative and say Negro instead of Negroid. They still of the Negroid population. Okay? That's why he said what he said. But he said, and it says, in a support of the opinion that these authors are describing Negroes, I wish to present a similar case from Barbados, British West Indies. And it says from a correspondence with—
Okay, that's enough time. I've given you enough time.
Okay, like I said, I proved myself. I already proved.
Wait a minute. Now he cut you off and said, "I given you enough time before you had the chance to finish."
I'm looking at my watch.
but you asked him a question and he's trying to explain and answer the question.
He's explained enough. He said that they found Negro bones.
All right. It was nice having me up here, Chris. I'm a drop.
No.
Bye. Goodbye. Thank you.
Now, I would like for you to provide this information.
Okay, so what he's done is, now I want you guys to show this. He went to the West Indies. All right. Now, When we go into West Africa, we go into Central Africa, we go into Egypt, we go into North Africa, we go into East Africa. People drew and they explained their material culture. People showed how they looked. People wrote down what they did. What he's doing is showing you what the white man said. Ironically, these are the same group of people that will sit back and say, you're reading what the white man said. He hasn't shown me the material culture. He's reading editorials older than 50 years old. In 1939 in the West Indies, the West Indies was not considered the Americas when at the time these bones were found. It was just called the Americas. So what I'm trying to sit up here and ask him is now what he's not producing simply is this. When did you all migrate over here into the Americas? Because if you're saying that the oldest bones that they found there, the oldest bones that they found there was from 1250 CE. You have bones that predate that. You have bones that predate that from people who were there before the Negroid populations were. And who were these Negroids? Who were these?
Pause. You heard what he just said? Did y'all just hear what he just said?
Mm-hmm. Yes, mm-hmm. I heard that. Talk about some of the West Indies not a part of America.
Right.
No, he said the other part where he said there were people here before those Negroid populations got here.
That's stupid because the original people of every landmass is a Negro.
Right. But the thing is, he still just admitted that Negroes was here.
But then he's going to play that mind trick about what time frame the Negroes were here. So his before Negroes was here was around the slavery time, as they keep talking about. That's the only time they're talking about the Negroes got here, or whatever his mind frame, because I don't even know the man, but whatever his mind frame thinking, they don't feel like those Negroes are us, is what I'm coming to conclusion.
Right. But when you look at the date I provided, 1250, and it explained that there was a Negro population here. Some burial remains of a Negro population that was here. It's like he's just crazy. Overlooking that.
Yes, please. That's crazy because they came over here and documented seeing Negroes here. Like, so to say that these people documented themselves and what they saw, and they want to say you're bringing out the white man's source, like there isn't Black Europeans. Like if the world started off melanated and Black people traveled the world first, it was Black Europeans who came over here. It wasn't these white people like they made people think.
Right. So man, like I said, I don't understand it. But somehow in his mind, he feel like he right. And I don't know what the hell he's right about. He still hasn't explained it. And plus his mind say he believe he don't have to prove anything. He feel like he don't have to prove nothing.
Which don't, and then he also kind of stabbed himself in the foot because to say that the Africans and the Egyptians had documented themselves and their culture and stuff, you're saying that all of these manuscripts of the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Olmecs and the Mississippian culture didn't do the same thing when they have all of the artifacts? So ours is just made out of plastic and theirs is made and set in stone, huh? It just don't make sense. It's the hypocrisy for me.
He probably is gonna play that little coloring book scheme that Black First and Mo Facts and they'll try to do. Right. All right, here we go. Let's play the rest. Then we're gonna go on back to the other live real quick.
Negroids materialistically, were they African? What was the name of this culture? What was the name of their tribe? You're just layering me with so many editorials and commentaries. Craniology is not an accepted form of science. It was based on people having larger skulls, smaller skulls, bigger skulls. It's not an accepted form of science. You are repeating something that is very racist. No one uses craniology anymore. Now I can sit up here and let you read these articles all day, but what I'm looking for is material culture. Because these articles, and you keep going to these skulls, these articles that you're reading about are layered with commentaries and worldviews that are not present today anymore.
It don't have to be, it don't have to go accordingly.
I'm not done. I'm just taking a breath.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So do you have any material culture? No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Do you have any of it? No, you don't. You
Yes,
haven't showed it. You would have just showed it.
I got you. It's from this book
and then
here too.
Two, you just talking when I'm talking. See, I can sit back and let you talk.
It's crazy he keeps saying that nobody uses craniology, but if you look it up, scientists still use it till this day.
Give me 1 second. Let me see who just came in here. All right. So one more time. I asked him for, and maybe let me reframe this. I asked him for, and what I meant was some archaeological evidence that shows us in the Americas, and he went to the West Indies. Okay, are Negroes from the West Indies now? That's a question that you can show. And when did you all migrate from the West Indies into the Americas? Was it through the slave trade? Because if you're saying that there was a slave trade, now we got to look at the record, because the records of the slave trade, they kept records. They kept great records of this. They kept registers of this. Where's the proof? You're asking me for proof. No. You're the one making the claim. You're the one making this claim. You're saying that those skulls prove Negroes over here. That's what you're saying. Now you got to link us to that. And you're not going to be able to do that. What I want to do here is, and I didn't know that you were, how come you didn't tell me you were simulcasting?
Chris, what I need you to do is provide the information. No, I'm not answering no more questions until you provide the information that the scientific aware do not follow the school. Hey, like I said, that's good. That's good. Go ahead. I prove my point. Hey, y'all
see what the fuck happened, right? Won't answer no questions. I ain't answering no more questions till he provides sources that the scientific world do not go off the scores anymore.
You can literally look it up and it will tell you that modern scientists still use craniology.
He just sit up here lying in front of his audience. So,
exactly. Using his tone of voice to sound like he's politically correct and smarter than what he actually is. Because he was intimidated by your intelligence. And he was intimidated that you have sources on top of sources. They saw them folders. They saw them folders when you brought it up. And that's why he kept saying you ain't get it and wouldn't let you bring it up, because he knew that you was going to make him look stupid in front of his little pan goofy coat.
He making himself look stupid, and then he had to drop all those people to make it seem like I can handle this guy. Bro, you can't handle me. You ain't brought out no source. All you did was attack my character, attack the article without providing evidence to outdo that article. That's all you did. But hold on, let me see what y'all saying in the chat there. He said he was what? I don't know. Yes, praying he's a narcissist. Narcissism, yeah. All that was being projected today. All of that was being projected today. Yes, and it wasn't no debate. It wasn't no debate. It was a discussion, but he controlled this shit. Now he came over here and he basically he got the same fucking treatment that I have fucking received. But I was gonna let him prove himself without cutting him off. I was gonna do it. But let's see who all still in here. Okay, y'all still here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and play this one. I'm not gonna play the whole hour and 28 minutes. I'm not doing that shit, but we're gonna play some of it. Y'all for to see what the fuck I went through yesterday. All right. This is how the Pan-Africans act on YouTube. Well, this particular group. I ain't gonna put the whole persona on every Pan-African on here. But this is how I was treated.
And don't forget they gather up with the enemies to talk shit afterwards. Like, I was wondering, did you hear that? Because I was like, yo.
It's fact.
Hilarious.
Are you talking about Native Americans? Like, who did they gather up with?
No, I think Black first went up there after he dropped you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, Black. And it's not even your fight.
Not even they just trying to make themselves relevant. That's all.
I said, oh my goodness.
Why
Hilarious.
didn't say shit about Black first looking for fame?
Yeah, the whole you looking for fame and dropping somebody. I was like, for fame? This has nothing to do with fame. Like
he coming over there being a snitch. Now you looking for
like,
a new you looking for a new master. He see Mo Facts ain't fulfilling him. He got to come over here to MVP.
Don't you start that, Natural.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got him. We're gonna tell Mo Facts he cheating. They gotta kick him out the syndicate now.
They need a new syndicate. They gonna team up with him. Watch, they gonna start sneaking over there slowly but surely.
First person gonna pop up on the panel, Port City. Watch. Gonna be the first one to pop up. Yeah, I've been dealing with the guy Natural, man. He showed me his DNA results. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? He gonna come on.
Yeah, man. You know, I just don't understand. I'm their African mom. Yo, hilarious.
Man, shit crazy. We know. I guess we're gonna have a part 2 of Syndicate on YouTube. I guess they trying to get the fuck off on TikTok now. They're just trying to follow me, man. I don't know why, but you ain't finna blow up off me, bro. Go fucking challenge Dane Calloway, Kua Mayo, and all these other people that speak. Go challenge the research guy. Quit fucking follow me. Y'all must know I'm gonna be up there. That's why y'all doing this shit. Y'all must know I'm gonna be up there. That shit crazy. But let me just show y'all what the hell I went through yesterday with these Pan-Africans. All right. I thought it was gonna be, I thought that was gonna show hospitality. I thought it was gonna be more, have more peace on YouTube, man. But it's even worse. Oh shit! What the hell I just do? Okay, there you go. We're gonna make this screen bigger.
Yeah, I also have original ties to Wales as well. As far as African, I still haven't found that. I haven't found no register records, no ship logs, nothing dealing with that whatsoever. No slave manifest, anything dealing with my family specifically.
But we do have ship logs, we do have receipts, and we do have slave ships such as the Clotilda.
Yeah, I agree that the African slave trade did happen.
Okay, all right. Because why would you assume that your family had nothing to do with slavery?
Because I did my own genealogy. That's why.
You did your own genealogy, or did you take a DNA test?
I did not take no DNA test.
You did not take a DNA test.
I did not.
All right, so that confirms. So that confirms. Cujo, down, boy, down, Cujo, down, Cujo.
Hey, it's just the Cujo.
For my own reasons, the reasons I have not taken no DNA test, for one, I got an attorney and they do not acknowledge DNA tests as in you getting a certain percentage of who you are. Like, let's just say, for example, let's just say they say I got 35% Nigerian, or let's just say 40%.
Wait a minute, hold on. But I want to stop you because you're talking kind of fast. We want to be able to interact with one another.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, cool. Because you seem like
interjecting?
a well-studied brother and somebody who has some comprehension. But you said that lawyers don't acknowledge DNA.
They do not.
That's not true.
They do not acknowledge ancestral DNA. Paternity.
They do not. In what case?
In the case of you proving who you are. For example, if you go take a test at, for example, 23andMe or Ancestry.com, they cannot certify. It's not authenticated. I already did this stuff before. I actually went down. See, I stay in Arkansas. I took I had lied. Yes, I did have to take a test. I had took a test with Ancestry extremely long time ago doing my
No. Listen, I get what you're saying because what you're saying is right, but that's a bit stretching. You're stretching. Let me get Cujo back on here. You're stretching the truth a little bit. A lawyer will sit up there and say that they do not acknowledge DNA tests to link you to a tribe, because when you look at the west coast of Africa, all of them have. It cannot link you to a heritage, but it can link you to a people. You understand what I'm saying? But DNA cannot link you to a heritage. Do you know the difference?
Yes, but look, and understand what I'm saying. When you take these results to a court, they do not acknowledge it as your identity, for one, because one,
they can't, because you're already
cares.
Hold on, let me finish. This is your panel.
You see how they just came out saying, who cares? Already fucking starting. It was only 2 minutes.
I thought I was tweaking. I missed that part yesterday. Somebody just said, who cares?
Yeah.
And then the way the host talking about it, talking down on you like you don't know what you're talking about, and you're trying to explain to him that even 23andMe says that they're making it up. It's entertainment purposes. They're telling them that the courts won't recognize it as who you are. And talk about something can't connect you to a tribe. It can't even connect you to an Indian tribe. So what you talking about? It can't connect you to no tribe anywhere. So how can it tell you you're from Africa if it can't connect you to a tribe from Africa?
Exactly. Let me see if anybody else sent a request. Oh yeah, those of y'all that's trying to get up, again, you can click the link at the top of the chat on YouTube, not TikTok. Those of you on TikTok, go to YouTube. But if y'all trying to get in the guest box, click the link at the top of the chat. It will take you over here to Zoom. It'll open up your browser and you will be able to get on. All right, let's continue.
And everything I just want to be respectful here.
But no, we are respectful on here. Don't when Cujo, I just want to let you know when Cujo talk, don't take offense to it. That's just how.
Oh no, I can get bad too. I'm not worried about it, but no, this is my first time I get here. But
yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm trying to establish something, because eventually I want to come on your panel again, and I know I'm in opposition, so I know how it is. But
opposition.
Before you move forward, one quick question. I know you said you took the DNA test back in the day. What is that? What was the results of that DNA test?
Well, I remember back then it said 40% Nigerian, it said 10% Mali, 8% European. I had 1% a Mexican something and something dealing with Peru, and I believe that was it.
Did it have
something to do with? I think Congo was on there too. Well, again, 2%. When you say America, it had Peruvian 1% and something Mexican 1%. But like I said, it was a long time ago. It probably updated it now.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Okay, but the thing is, the reasons without me getting cut off, the reason I oppose it, for one, because according to my attorneys, according to law, they do not acknowledge ancestry DNA tests. For one, it's like how you say recreational science. You can throw anything there. It's like daily horoscopes. What they doing is they applying something that is not real, something that is not tangible, such as race and ethnicity. That's a caste system. That's not biological whatsoever. And also, again, the reason I don't believe in it is because, for one, by law, you cannot use ancestry DNA tests to determine who you are, but you can use paternity and maternity. Again, I can't pronounce some stuff properly, but I'm pretty sure everybody know what I'm saying. But that's the reason why I don't believe in.
Can you point that out, Natural? You said ancestry.com. The specific words you use. You said by law you cannot use ancestry.com. That was your whole argument.
Yeah, and I showed the admissible test.
But for them to try to correct you and say, oh, it has to be supervised in order to be used, that's the same as by law. Isn't that the same thing?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. And again, when we get to the part about the chain of custody, again, they're just passing up the evidence to your supervisor. That's it.
Which is the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. So it's still anything outside of the law. It cannot be utilized. The same thing you said in the beginning.
Yep.
Right. And they're trying to, I don't understand why people keep trying to equate forensic DNA to ancestry DNA. Forensic DNA still goes through the law, which is why it is usable and tangible in court. Ancestry has gone through a whole private company who don't even share their databases with other companies. And then on top of that, Ancestry, most of their DNA data come from the Americas. Nobody's in Africa is taking their test. They got their own DNA test over there. So why would they take the American test that they have an African DNA test over there?
Facts.
Facts. Anybody else got anything to say? He said
no, I just wanted to point that out because I think that they do that on purpose. I just want to let you know we all seen that.
I appreciate that. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue.
That came out and stated that you cannot use these to basically, you know what I'm saying, use this as your personal identification. You can use this as a emotional representation of your identity, but this is not a thing that's proven to, you know what I'm saying, to use it as your identity yourself. But when you go to courts, they ask for records, you know what I'm saying, logs or, you know, proof that you've been in these places and your people have ties to these places. Those type of representations, like true records. DNA test is not true ancestry test. It's not true record, something that can prove who you are.
Yeah, but
hey, Chris, can I ask him a question?
Oh, go ahead, Cujo. Rock out. My fault, Cujo. Go ahead.
Hey, bro, what's the
Pay attention to this motherfucker right here. Pay attention to Cujo.
scenario would you have to go to court to prove to prove that you're a Nigerian or something? At what point? I mean, what scenario exists where you would have?
I guess when you're trying to,
it's not recognized by law. I mean, what law? What lawyer? What difference does that make?
look, all I did was talk to my personal lawyer about this, my personal attorney about this. I'm looking at it as a stance of you trying to update your, I guess, race and ethnicity or nationality in that sense like that.
No, none of that. None of our ancestral test doesn't. Your nationality is where you was born. Period. Your race is non sequitur.
Okay, so therefore you're being an African is debunk if it's based off where you're born.
You're being an African because you descend from Africa because America is the land of.
Then you will have to prove it on a personal level.
You no, you don't have. It's obvious.
No,
it's obvious.
No,
it's obvious. I mean, you can't just discount history because you don't like it.
You can't, and that's when you're trying to umbrella people's identity. You cannot do that. For one, just like me coming, they're just like me coming to you and say, hey, you come from the Pacific Islands. Hey, you're part of the Papua New Guinea tribes or whatever. But that's me using lookership. You're applying lookership to me.
It's not lookership, brother.
Yes, it is. Because right now, what you're applying to me is lookership. You're literally trying to tie me to a group of people who I have no culture with, no heritage with, no family descent from whatsoever. Yet you're trying to say,
who told you that?
I did.
Where are you from? You say you're from Arkansas.
Yes, I am from Arkansas.
When did your family get to Arkansas?
My family got to Arkansas in around the 17th century.
That is not true.
Yeah, how you gonna tell me how long? How you gonna tell me where my family came from?
Because who was in Arkansas in the 1700s?
Arkansas wasn't even a state in the 1700s.
I know it wasn't. It wasn't a state until well into the 1800s. So
okay,
when did your family get there?
My family traveled here around the 17th century.
From where?
From Virginia, from California, and also from
California. From
Virginia, yes, they came from California too. How you, again? Hold on, Chris, because this is the part when he's getting disrespectful. You cannot tell. No, listen. You cannot tell an individual
Yes,
as if you know their damn background.
Yes, I can.
Okay, then.
Yes,
all right, check this out. Since you want to play these, wait. Since you want to play these goddamn games, because now I'm getting pissed off for a second.
You the one getting
Now,
upset, brother.
my seventh generation. Listen, not my seventh generational grandmother. My fifth generational grandmother. Listen. Sadie Duncan. She came from the Chicago area around in the 17th century.
No,
I want you to listen.
Ain't no black people.
Listen. Prove to me that.
Did this nigga just say ain't no black people in Chicago?
Prove to me.
Around the 1700s, he sure did.
I know he fucking lying.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
said it though.
Pottawatomie Indian area, the Miami Indian area, the Ottawata Indian area, the Potomac Indian area, and all those were Negroes. Everybody know that Chicago was mainly a black place.
I tell you, this man just talking just to talk. And somehow, according to Chris, this is supposed to be a big time scholar.
Big time my ass.
Man,
He was all in his feelings. The fact that he had the caucasity to tell you where your bloodline come from.
Because he assumes all black people came here through Virginia and traveled down south. That was his narrative.
And these idiots don't even know that when they first came to Virginia and saw the Croatan Indians, they described them as Negroes.
And I call
C3, you ain't even got to the good part yet, honey. This is just the tip of the iceberg, baby. He is about to go on a whole tantrum, contradict himself, and then bring it back. Just listen.
He lucky I wasn't on the panel because I would have cursed him clean the fuck out. I'm like, what you talking about?
Hey, Ruby from TikTok, your people is not swarthy. You don't even know what swarthy is. We talking like swarthy like the African. None of your people is not swarthy. Y'all have a follow sallow complexion. Go look it up what that means. It means a pale yellowish complexion. They can still see your blood through your complexion of your skin. All right, let's go.
That she did it. Prove to me that she did it. How many generations? Listen, when you go back at least 20 generations, that's at least 1 million people. When you go back at least 10 generations, that's at least up to 5,000 to 10,000 people. You cannot sit, listen, brother. You cannot sit up there and go off one single line of people and say, "Oh, your people come from there." You know that's fallacies. You know that's not true. You know that's pseudoism.
I know for certain that your family is from Virginia, Maryland, and North
Carolina.
Okay,
so if hold on, brother,
yeah.
you cannot say that. I just told you I got family members that came from California as well.
They came from California recently. They ain't no black.
No, it was not. It was not recently. You cannot sit up here on the look at this. At this point, you moving. At this point, you moving off assumption. You moving off assumption. You cannot do that whatsoever.
Okay. Everybody take a deep breath.
This man, hold on. Right? This man is trying to argue about my family and my genealogy as if he know my people.
Hold on.
I do.
No, you don't know the fuck you do not.
Yo, chill.
No, I cannot chill.
Everybody, listen.
You need to control your mans, homie.
I said everybody. All right. Now, one of the things you said when you came on here, you said I asked you specifically for a DNA test, brother. And you said that you had one. And then when I held you to that, you made mention of you did your own personal genealogy. Now, scientifically, how do I verify?
And I also paid as well.
1 second, let me finish. Just let me
let you know.
I can be very patient here.
Okay.
How do I verify the genealogy that you are putting forth is correct? Let me give you an example. You use the court of law in the United States of America. In the United States of America, if a woman says that a man has sexually assaulted her and penetrated her, they will then use DNA forensic evidence to prove so. If they can't,
and that's where the bullshit started. That's where.
No, go ahead.
That's where the bullshit started, bro. I said,
wait a minute.
In the world?
So people can't build their own family tree? Is that what I'm getting to?
That
as
was
well?
the point. the point that he said, essay, like the fact that you're trying to bring
and compare genealogy to a RAPE case.
to a RAP.
That don't even make sense.
He said, how can I
Like-
verify your genealogy? So let's talk about forensic science.
And why would he want to verify somebody else's family tree? Like they know them, like he's a cousin of yours.
It was
That don't even
yes,
make
I do know
sense.
your family. You said you don't know my family. He said, yes, I do. Like,
I would ask him to great grandparents or my great aunts, or not even my great. I would say name one of my brothers and sisters. I got
it's the
18
fact
of
that
them.
he brought somebody and tried to bring up forensics
That would have
versus
shut him up right there.
ancestry. That is forensics.
That's what I would have told him.
He did.
I
He
thought you
kept
knew my family.
telling them. Oh,
No, these YouTube Pan Africans, man, they're a whole different. They're on a whole nother level. Excuse me. Yeah, they're on a whole nother level, man. A whole different level of disrespect and confusion. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, he just talking witty. Yeah, Myra's crazy. All right, here we go. Hey, Miko, you was trying to say something, or was that Ether? Is Miko still here?
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Here we go, y'all.
Just their word, her word against his. But without specific DNA genetic evidence, guess what? It's hard for her to prove her case in the court of law. You understand what I'm saying?
Correct.
So when you're saying you did your own personal genealogical research on based on what your grandmother said, and I hear this a lot from a lot of people in the Abo community based on what their grandmother said, you went to courts don't acknowledge DNA proving ancestry. And then you moved and I said ancestry. Yes, DNA does prove ancestry. And can you show me a court or case law to prove that along with your personal DNA? I want to give you the panel so you can teach us.
Hold
you know
on,
what I'm saying?
Wait for a second. No, I do not have a case law going accordingly with my DNA to prove.
I didn't ask you that.
I
asked you for court law saying that the lawyers do not acknowledge that. There would be a case law pertaining to that.
No, I don't have that case law. I just got what I have is what the courts what they recognize. But I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Hold up.
You know, courts use that same. It's called SNPs. They use that same method for proving paternity and paternity tests, and you know that, right?
Yes, paternity.
oh, they got to be the dumbest people. Look, I'm gonna.
We know.
You say what?
I'm sorry. I'm just like, they got to be some of the dumbest because this is some old ass head behavior. Like, I don't know. I thought you was about to stress yourself out up there.
I was literally losing brain cells dealing with these people.
It's like sitting around a whole bunch of old men with whiskey and cigars, and they just not willing to hear nothing.
Again, y'all, if you're trying to come in on the panel, click the link that's in YouTube. It's pinned at the top of the comment section.
Wait, before you go back in. What does he say that he is?
Who, Chris?
Yeah.
Never cover that with me.
Exactly.
Hey, next time I know we're gonna have.
He's gonna tell you he's an American.
I just tried to go on his panel. He will not let me up there.
Shit, I'm gonna go back. I know they're gonna let me up there. I'm gonna go back. And I'm gonna
But Cujo said his grandma was Indian though. He tried to debunk get to the good part, Natural, because that boy Cujo is his own show. I promise.
Oh, we're gonna get there. You know who he remind me of? What's the guy named Nutty or what's his name? The old guy.
Nip Nudie. Uncle Nip.
Frank Nitty.
That's who he remind me of. Cool.
Just wow.
But he worse.
Or Perry Carey or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Perry. Oh my goodness.
Them two.
Man. All right, here we go. We finna tap back in.
Of course, acknowledge forensics, paternity, and maternity. I'm specifically talking about ancestry.
Yeah, but the same data that's being pulled down that they're verifying for paternity would be the same as that information that's being pulled down.
That is not it. No, that's not true.
I mean, what scenario would you have to tell? Like he said, where's the precedent with someone?
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I'm gonna show you
what they. Difference does that make if it doesn't?
Hey, I'm not. Hey, Chris, with all respect, I'm not dealing with that guy right now. I only want to just deal with you.
No, but see,
because what you do, you just downright disrespectful. I ain't dealing with the person.
Hold on. Cujo, 1 second. I'm gonna let Cujo talk, but you got to understand, brother, is that
man, fuck Cujo
up here.
Man, Cujo just old, man.
With the doctrine. He might sound kind of strong, but I told you
he can disagree with the doctrine, but what he's not going to do is sit up and make it seem like he know where my family come from, because he don't know my family, brother. I'm just saying, you don't know my family, but let's go. Hey, bro, I don't give a damn what you're talking about.
Like all of us, what makes us?
Hey, it's my screen being shown at this point.
Hold on 1 second. One second, fellas. Hey, everybody on the panel, what's going on? Cujo. Hey, let's let the brother show his information. You know what I mean? Let's let him show his genealogy or whatnot real quick, and you know what I mean. Let's allow him to actually show us.
He gonna say that in rank.
No.
I don't run. Hey, I don't run. I stay debating Pan Africans. I got lives with me and Pan Africans debating, bro. So I'm not gonna run.
And it's cool.
I'll bow out. I'll bow. It's good.
No. Let him rock. Let him. No, yeah, don't bow out. Just let him rock. I want to see his information. That's really what I want to see.
Yeah, Cujo schooled that. That's why I'm glad he came up here. He's real schooled on the history, so I'm happy he's here. You know what I'm saying? And we got to.
He can't school nothing.
He's coming with something.
He can't even school a fly if he tries.
Rhetoric that we see. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say the same thing to Willie. Be cool. We're not doing that this morning. This is morning coffee. People are listening to this show at work. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with a little banter. Naturalism of Yahweh, be a little bit tougher, have some thicker skin. Cujo don't mean no harm.
What? You heard what the motherfucker said?
But then when you do it,
have thicker
they
skin.
try to shut you down. That's what I didn't like. So you tell him to have thicker skin, but when he gets the thicker skin, then you try to shut him down. Like that was
And
weird.
then on top of that, he
has-
said he don't want to talk to me because I'm calling out the fact that you really have a whole issue with receiving information and cutting people off. Like I can't talk to Big Friend because she just I wait till one of the sisters come up here. Like, why? I'm not even saying nothing to you. I'm just simply expressing the fact that you know what you're doing and we all see it and it's not cool. Like, let him finish, let him get out.
They straight rough riders, girl. Girl.
You know what it is? They didn't like how Natural stood 10 toes down on his bloodline. That's what it was with their goofy ass.
But look, the thing is, having tougher skin to him is sitting there letting him talk shit to me.
Exactly. Like some old heads like to do. Like, no.
I said, you think I'm finna sit here and let y'all talk shit to me, then you do that little slide shit like I'm a sweet ass nigga. Like, come on, man. Like I'm a sensitive ass boy.
And then disrespect the family. Just keep on disrespecting the family. Boy, stop.
Boy, like I said, if Opium was up there, it would have been.
It would have been a wrap. They would have shut down the whole YouTube.
And to be honest, Natural, the only reason why I kept it, cool, because I already know that I'm coming up there in defense of you, and you already have like this energy. So I'm trying to like fake match your energy, if you get what I mean. Like, I don't want to come up there and just fuck it all up. Hold on, y'all.
Facts. Hey, I appreciate that you came up there on the panel. Shoot, cause these motherfuckers, man. Usually I come up there by myself, but man, on this YouTube stuff, man, coming over there, I'm probably gonna have to pull in at least one person with me. Cause that shit, bro. I got attacked by fucking 6, 7, 8 people in this damn.
Yes, like, and I'm just saying, You want to know why she's yelling natural? My son pulled out the feather again. But yes, I was saying like, this is crazy. Like how they, like, do they know how to have a respectable debate? Like even when he was trying to explain, when I had said like, I wasn't coming up here trying to be like combative. I'm just saying like, he's up here, let him get his information out. Y'all all hopping and jumping and asking questions and just freestyling. And like, my thing is how y'all don't have like a certain way to debate. Like it just, like I told him, it was a mess. And he kept trying to explain, well, you know, he's saying a lot of controversial things and we're all grown. So you mean to tell me you don't have emotional intelligence to just listen? Because we could say the same thing. So
you got 6 people on one trying to explain a situation. Like that was wild to me. Like that's jumping somebody. Chris, you could have been sat there by yourself and talked to Natural alone. You don't need them 6 people up there. That's what confuses me. But you want respect. That's why.
Facts. All right, let's go ahead and tap back in.
Let's have some thick skin. You done played the dozens in high school before. So let's drop this.
I just don't take the disrespect when it comes down to family members. That's it.
He didn't disrespect it. He questioned what she was saying. So let's go here.
Okay.
So we're dealing with paternity tests. Go ahead.
I'm saying what I'm showing to you is what the courts recognize when it comes down to DNA. Ancestry is not one of them. 23andMe, tracing your lineage all the way back to a particular person of the past, that's not what they do. They don't acknowledge that. And I would like for if they do, I would like for y'all to provide a court case or something that shows them acknowledging ancestry DNA testing, not paternity, not maternity.
No, you are right. Let me give you a situation, right? So you would be.
Motherfucker said I was right, but still arguing. Just said you're right.
Yes, exactly.
Boy, that shit crazy. So what the fuck is the argument about then? Let's go.
Correct, because the court has they have I guess you'll say a protocol or different bodies that they would deal with for the official testing of paternity tests. Now, the testing that they're doing is the same testing. What you're conflating is commercial and privatized testing. The court deals with privatized testing where they have full jurisdiction over all the information. They can get it at any time. Like with 23andMe or Ancestry or African Ancestry, they don't necessarily share that information publicly with the court systems. That's the reason why it's not accepted. They don't have free access to their databases.
Yeah, and let me pull this up real quick to show the audience real quick, because I just pulled this up real quick and AI researched this. And let me share it real quick to the brother. All right. And it says right here, it says, I asked, do court allow DNA tests to prove ancestry? And this is what it says. It says, no, courts do not allow DNA tests like Ancestry DNA or 23andMe to be used as evidence. You got to read all of it, though. This is why I say we don't want to stretch the truth. These tests are mailed to the companies and courts requiring an established chain of custody. Courts have held that DNA testimony is not admissible unless the match is accompanied by a scientifically sound profile frequency.
Isn't that everything that you said, though?
At-home DNA tests are not usually used.
They always do that. They repeat what he just said.
Some DNA tests are court admissible. For example, Fastest Labs offers a range of court admissible DNA tests, including paternity tests. Yes, they do. Hold on. Interfere yet. Yes, they do use them, but they necessarily don't use at-home tests because those can be what? Tampered with. And then you're bringing them to the court. What they're saying is you can only use DNA tests in a chain of custody, which would go through one of their forensic scientists to establish certain modes and methods in court. You kind of misspoke there.
Okay, no, I did not misspoke there. Let me now allow me to explain it again.
Can you pull your source, please? Hey, yo, hold on for a second.
Let me explain what you just pulled up right there.
Hey, Natural, pause that for a second.
It cannot.
Oh shit! I thought that was from the video.
No, my bad. Hey, there's a dude in the comment. His name, Kid Greeble, whoever your name is. Hey, come on the panel. I want to ask you a question.
Kid, I told you in the comment section, Kid Grebo 1, click the link at the top of the chat. Click that link. It will bring you straight over here to the Zoom, and you can come over here and talk to Miko. You could say your comment to Miko, and y'all could dialogue.
Come on in, the water's fine.
Right. Anybody that's a op, anybody that opposes, you could click the link up there. Don't be scared. Don't be in the comments just being a keyboard warrior. Come up.
He talking about.
And we're not gonna attack you. We're gonna let you get your point across.
Oh, everybody gonna be muted. It's just gonna be you and Miko.
He talking
Unlike
about
how
outdated
y'all
information.
do.
Come see how much updated information we have.
And by the way, history cannot be updated. It's set in stone.
Exactly. That's why they call it history. Yo, where y'all find these dudes at?
Man, I don't know. They coming out the bushes, man. They wasn't here, and now they trying to be put on the scene. Cause they know this American Indian versus Pan-African shit. They know this the shit that's about to take place, and now they trying to come out the woodworks, and they know they're gonna fail this shit. Y'all don't even got the kids' minds, no. I mean, y'all don't even got the kids, like I said it right, the kids' mindset anymore. Y'all don't even have that anymore. Y'all can't influence the kids no more. So in the next coming generations, guess what the kids gonna be calling themselves now? They already started. They ain't out here calling themselves African. So again, Pan-Africanism is dead, bro.
Oh, he's saying he's at work. He got a job. Look, man, you can put the mop down at McDonald's and come on up here. Go to the bathroom. Come get that $1,000. What's your cash app? Come on.
Wait, what? Wait, you at McDonald's? Oh, my bad. You at your job. You at your job listening to my live when you could be listening to some Pan-African shit. So what drew you to naturalism? Something in you, deep inside your heart, know this is truth, but you're fighting against this shit. Something drew your ass over here. So either you can go into the bathroom, get on break time, and bring your ass on the panel.
Wait,
man,
who y'all talking
he
about?
he ain't got no job, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Probably smoking a blunt on a damn sidewalk. Shit.
They scared. But until he come up, tell him come on up. Anybody in the chat, because I already know that they in your chat right now. Just tell them come on up. Look, I'll even give you $100 just to talk to me. What's your cash app? Because I'm gonna ask you a question.
Wait, whoa.
You don't know,
I want $100. Time out. If I was you, I would just go up for the free $100.
A couple of us that can use $100.
Kid Grebo, come on. He's still in the chat. He said, why is it true? No. Don't talk down there. Come on up. I want to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Prince? Mute your mic. You up here on the panel. Prince Nasheen.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up?
Chilling.
What you trying to bring to the panel?
I'm just listening. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me stop this. It's an echo coming through. All right, like I said, I can hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just came across y'all. Y'all said y'all was on Zoom, so I jumped on the Zoom to see what was going on. I don't really know exactly what's going on right now, so I'm just listening to find out what's going on. If anything, I'll probably have some questions that I may want to ask, as I'm listening and finding out what's going on.
First off, what are you? Are you a Pan-African or are you American Indian? Or you haven't decided what the hell you are?
I'm on undecided because there's a lot of different factions out here at this point in time, and I'm at a point in my life that I'm not joining any particular faction right now. I'm just trying to come to a understanding of certain things for myself, so that's basically where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I've kind of come into certain information since I've joined TikTok a little bit less than a year ago, and I just see some things that I'm not in agreement with, or just the ways and actions that I see people are doing things. So I'm just kind of like just in the background, just trying to figure things out and just see how I want to do things for myself and on my own.
Okay.
That's basically where I'm at.
Okay, so have you done your genealogy yet? Have you?
I'm actually in the process of doing that.
Okay, cool. So that's good. That's good to hear. All right. So once you come up, you still gonna be on the panel, but once you come up with that, get back with me and let me know what you find. Then,
oh, definitely, that's not a problem.
Bet. Okay, so basically what's going on? What you're seeing in the background here is I'm in a Pan-African's den on YouTube. And what I'm doing, I'm exposing the double-mindedness, I'm showing how contradictory they are, and basically all that. I'm showing that they are not that bright when it comes down to this literature. It's pretty much what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, I was in one of the lives on TikTok a couple of days ago. Matter of fact, I was in what's the brother's name? Shoot, I freaking forgot his name. He has the book club, and he was talking, and then a young lady had jumped
Los?
into the yeah, Los, exactly. I was in his live listening to him. He was actually talking about the melanated people in Japan at that point in time, and a young lady had came in and actually was speaking about you being in a Pan-African live and everything like that. So just now I just seen you
Oh,
up,
that
so
was
I
me. That was me.
I kind of figured that y'all was gonna be talking about what happened in that live of during that time. Now, I mean, for me personally, I do have an opinion on that as far as the out of Africa and we're coming over to America. My personal opinion on that is, we were everywhere. So at the end of the day, there is no place that we weren't at. You know what I'm saying? So, being out of Africa, we was already there. Being in America, we was already there. Japan, we was already there. Europe, we was already there.
Hey, Prince.
So, yeah.
Prince, this question is really bugging me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is you over there in the New York area?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
I hear it. That's why I asked. That's how man, you almost sound like Nas a little bit. That's how
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And a little background about myself. I was born and raised in the Nation of Islam. So from, the way I was brought up and how I look at it is that, I am the original man on this earth. So it don't matter what anybody say about any of that. I'm like, we was already here. So no matter where you come, what you say you from, we was already there. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my mind frame is at. You know what I'm saying? Just to give a little background of where my thought is. Now, at the end of the day, as far as who's from America, who's not from America, everything like that, then that's just another discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel you. I agree with that statement that we was already there. I feel like melanated people was already everywhere. I don't believe in that Pan-African out of African theory because Africa is the youngest continent on this earth. Europe is older than Africa. Italy is older than Africa. Russia is older than Africa. I mean, and there are signs of people being there. There's fossils of people that is there. Artifacts, ruins of civilization that predates African civilization. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's in these other countries that predates Africa alone. I mean, not Africa continent, but the civilization and the migration of people coming out of Africa alone. You know what I'm saying? So my mindset on where life began is different. And really, to be honest, I don't know where life began, and I don't believe no one knows where life began because we got continents that's still under the ocean that show signs of civilization that predates the Egyptian, that predates the Maya, that predates a lot of civilizations on this earth. So when it comes down to show where life started, I don't have that answer. And anybody that say they got the answer, I believe they're liars because now they got to explain those sunken continents and those civilizations they finding. I mean, those ruins that they finding in those sinking continents and those sunken continents.
Okay, I can agree with that. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah. All right, they
So
just
I
found something on
definitely agree with
the
that.
coast of the Caribs, didn't they?
Yeah, I heard like something like in the Gulf of Mexico, somewhere around there. I heard they found something out there. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken.
Right. So they still finding things to this day in the ocean. So we're gonna have to put a pause. I'm just talking about anybody, but if people want to be prideful, they could be prideful. That's not my argument. That's not my fight. But we're gonna have to put a pause on where life really started.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But
But I mean, you know, with that being said, it comes down to, all right, you know, I think we could all agree on that melanated people are the original people on the planet. And if that's the case, then where do we move from here with that understanding? You know, sometimes I think we kind of make things a little bit too difficult, which to causes us not to move forward as a people. You know, now I understand that not all skin folk is kinfolk. That's understandable. There's always going to be traitors in the ranks of most any situation or any moving body, you know, but those are situations that you just have to deal with when those situations arise. But, you know, with that being said, what are we doing to move out of the conditions that we find ourselves at this point in time? That I think that's probably one of my biggest thoughts at this point in time. You know, that's where my mind is more moving toward. Well, how do we move ourselves into a position of more power over ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Not relying on others to do things for us, or looking to ask permission from others to do the things that we want to do and accomplish. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, that's just where my mind is at this point in time.
yeah, that's great. I believe Miko. I ain't trying to basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Recommend you. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. The word was in the tip of my tongue, but I forgot.
Basically, what he's saying is correct, but it's like, see, he said where we go from here. He said he's the original man and stuff like that. I agree with him. We definitely are original man and woman. But what we have to do to progress forward, all this is about is land. So when you say Pan-African, I'm not saying you, but when you say Pan-African, what land does that tie you back to? Because we already know that Africa is not the original name of that landmass. So when we talk about land, we're talking about a use solely claim, a blood right claim. And when we say we're indigenous or aboriginal, we're saying that we have a blood right claim here by blood. And in law, that's the highest claim that you can go to. So to be honest with you, there's more legality claiming that you're indigenous. Even Africans are indigenous on their landmass. So when we say indigenous, we're saying that we're basically with the Moors, we saying nationalizing, but not in those words, but we have to take back our resources. We have to get back the resources on the land. You have Pan-Africans, they're trying to get reparations, but they're never going to see it because they don't have a nation at all. So us, like I said, we have a blood right claim to the land, and they always try to make fun of us saying that our grandma said that we was Indian and stuff like that, right? But basically, a lot of the tribes were maternal. So that ties us not only back to the land, but to a tribe. So how we progress forward is finding out who we are, and how we progress forward is going back to get our land as far as like our resources. And that's how we do it, through this sanguinis claim.
You got that, Prince?
Now I've also thought about that particular thought process right there, and I'm also, besides you know, going through my genealogy as far as my my parentage and everything like that, I've also been delving into the understanding of quote unquote the law, you know, as we have it, you know, at this point in time in America or the United States. Now, I've come to an understanding of the law to a certain extent. I'm not an expert, but I can only talk from my personal understanding from what I've come to through my limited studies at this point in time. I've come up with this understanding that our freedom is in the law and is coded within the law. Is there to a certain, and it's there for us to get, and the law is also there to protect our freedoms. You know what I'm saying? When it's from I'm like I said, once again, it's from what I've, personally come to understand and see. So this is something that I feel that when we come to a certain understanding of the law itself, that we can actually use these laws to get our, like you said, birthright, that is ours. And that birthright is written into the law once you understand how to look at it. Now, I know I've also come to understand that you can, I guess the only word that I could think of is manipulate the law according to how you can imagine using it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think these are different elements that we also need to put into play when we're dealing with these things.
You got a rebuttal, Miko?
Like he's right about the remedy that's in law, but it's going to take all of us to do it. We can't just be like one of us doing something, one particular set. We just need to be honest with you, we don't even need like 1,000 something people. It's just everybody has to be moving in a certain way, because how you move this law stuff is sort of like how the Asians are doing. They got a crime bill off of COVID. So if you read if you read that, you'll see that they got that. So how we do that is we have to monopolize our community, because we definitely are the foundation of the whole community. We're the foundation of America, period. I'm not saying we FBA or nothing like that, but we're definitely the foundation. So we definitely have a remedy at law. Like I said, we have a jus sanguinis claim, which is by blood, and we have a jus soli claim to this land. That's what this is all about, to attack Aboriginals, as they call us. That's what this whole thing is about, because we do definitely have a blood right claim. And you can read that in several sources. One of them I'll give you is now they're calling it fictional. It's Rex 84. They're saying that the so-called Negro is bound to this continent by blood heritage. So if you haven't done your genealogy, we have people on the panel that definitely can do your genealogy for you.
I mean, I'm definitely with it, because I mean, it's just so many different things that, personally for myself and my family that I need to take care of. And one thing that I've come to understand that, you have teachers and you have students. And at the end of the day, for me, myself, I'm not a teacher, but I'm definitely a student. And at the end of the day, I understand that people's time has a value to it, and I'm definitely not afraid to spend my money or these fiat dollars to get the things that I believe that I need to move forward for myself, my family, and my people. So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that can help me out with that, I definitely appreciate that. And I would like to link up with y'all to get this ball moving as far as the genealogy, because I ain't going to front. That shit is not easy at all. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not easy. It's definitely time consuming. And personally, me, I don't, I'm 49, about to be 50 next year. I take care of my moms. I take care of my grandmother, and I have a wife. So I have 3 women in my life that take up a lot of my time. So, trying to juggle all these things for myself is not an easy thing. So, I already have a situation where I do my law studies. I have a group that I'm involved with that, and then like I said, I definitely would like to get involved with a situation where, I'm finding out about my genealogy. Because right now I'm stuck with my father. I can't even figure. I have my father's birth certificate, with his mother and father, but I can't find no information on my father's parents. And the shit is crazy, like how they just disappear out from the face of the earth. It's just crazy. So it's just like, well, if anybody know any other type of pathways to find information, I'm definitely willing to link up with them and, see what they tell me and, how to make this happen. So I'm definitely with that, and I'm definitely looking to link with people that are of like mind. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have, because I think everybody thinks or feels they're on the same page. But like I said, like since I've been on TikTok and I'm going on these different lives, and it's like I for me, it's just like I'm maybe I'm on the outside looking in and I'm not, looking at it correctly, but I just don't see the what's the word I'm looking for? Uh Shoot, I'm sorry. Give me a moment. I wouldn't say camaraderie. That's not the word I'm looking for. I think I can't. Focus is the word that's coming to my mind, but that's not the word I'm looking for to describe what I want to get across. But I think that's the best word that I could think of at this point in time. Focus, like, what, like I said earlier, like what are we going to, like you said, we have to come together, but how are we going to come together? It's a lot of different ideas that are being shot out there, but are we picking out the best things, or do we have are we placing the proper people in the situations to make this thing come together? Because I understand we're all free and we're all the masters of ourselves and all of that, but when you're talking about a group, there definitely has to be a spearhead, because even on a spear, there's a point. So at the end of the day, in order for that spear to fly through the air in its trajectory, it has to have a point, a head. So at the end of the day, and the rest of the spear will follow behind that. So
Absolutely.
when that leadership body can come together, I would say, that everybody can agree on, saying these are the people that will lead the free group. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we don't never want to deny the people's freedoms and making their own decisions. And at the end of the day, when we could come to understand that, then at the end of the day, then we can put our trust in certain individuals that can take us to where we need to be. Because at the end of the day, as I know, and as I've heard people say in these different groups, these non-melanated people, they are able to get together and put their personal grievances aside with each other to make sure that they stay in the position that they're in. So at the end of the day, when do we learn as a people to do the same things? And for me personally, coming up, one thing one of my mentors taught me as when I was in boxing class, you can learn from your enemy. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, some people be like, oh, I'm not going to respect them, but you have to have some type of respect for your enemy in order to see your enemy for actually who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't respect them, then at the end of the day, you're always going to fall into a situation where you're underestimating them, or not thinking that they can outsmart you. You know, because me personally, like I said, I was taught this in boxing class, and I always was able to I was able to win fights because I always allowed the individual to underestimate me. And when it was too late for them to do anything about it, I win. So at the end of the day, I know from my own personal experience that underestimating your enemy can put you at a disadvantage. And I think that's one of the disadvantages that we're having at this point in time as a people. We're not really looking at these people for who and what they really are. You know what I'm saying?
Question.
So
Now, well, you didn't say this in these particular words, but there's confusion in the community, so to speak, right?
okay, I can agree with that.
Do you think that that's by chance, or do you think somebody's doing that?
I think I believe it's a ingrown or ingrained learnt behavior that we have to come out of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I that's my personal opinion, because at the end of the day, we can't deny the grooming that our people have been through by these people. You know what I'm saying? For the last 500-600 years, however long this time period that they've been over here, and they've been subjugating our people to their own personal whims. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that we have to break out of, you know, to a certain extent. And at the end of the day, like I said earlier, we have to, I mean, like I said, we know that they're going to send our own people at us. And being that we know that, then at the end of the day, we can't fall victim to these ploys,
right,
that are being put out before us. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, and I think that's happening because we don't have a proper leadership base. You know, because at the end of the day, when you have so many people talking at one time, it's hard to hear a conscious voice, or a voice of reason. You know, so at the end of the day, if everybody's talking, there's no way that you're going to hear the proper words.
Absolutely.
You know, that's just my personal understanding.
It's definitely somebody's doing this. I would say that the majority of somebody has their hand in causing the confusion, because everybody can't be a Hebrew Israelite. Everybody can't be a Moor. Everybody can't be an Indian. That's not all of our bloodlines. So lying somewhere. But do you remember when Malcolm X was talking about before they murdered Malcolm, he said something about human rights. Then he ended up Then you had Martin Luther King. He ended up talking about they telling us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and stuff like that. He said, we're going to go to Washington and we're going to get our check. And then he lying somewhere. But do you remember when it was an echo, sorry. I don't know where that came from. But the reoccurring theme is when we start to move as a people in a national perspective, something ends up happening to one of the leaders. It end up being death, slander, or they become imprisoned. And that's because the real thing is what are you by blood? That's like the South Africans, they were kicking out so-called white people over there in South Africa. Why? Because they own the land by blood. So we can do the same thing right here. I'm not inciting violence or anything like that, but we can do the same thing here. It all starts with your genealogy. And even the DNA test, how they're reading the test is actually wrong. They're doing that for a reason.
That's facts. All right. So, oh shoot, why my screen acting up?
As evidence, what is the majority of the?
Yeah, why my screen not picking up? Shoot, hold on. Gotta bring this to the other side.
Did he lead a panel?
No, I'm still here. I'm just. I had to stop.
No, I'm still here. I just muted. That was. But you know what? It also comes down to understanding that this thing is not for everyone. That's kind of where my mind is at also too. So I mean, you know, when we're talking about doing a thing at this point in time, I think it's not. I think we need to stop trying to put it out in everybody's face. You know, those that are vibrating on this level is going to wind up coming to it naturally, because that vibration is just they're gonna gravitate toward it. So I don't think we have to. It's like I told a young brother a couple of weeks ago. We have to, we can use what we understand and know of history, but we need to modify it and understand where they make their mistakes and not make those same mistakes. And I think one of the main mistakes that we're making, that they made during that time period, is that, you know, you're continuously talking to the quote unquote enemy. You know, and as long as we're talking to them, then we're giving them an avenue to understand or even know what we're planning or what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think and I've gotten to a point in my own life, I don't ask permission from nobody for anything that I want to do. Anything that I want to do, I'm just going to go do it. You know, I don't have to tell nobody. I don't have to ask nobody. And I think that was one of the things that our predecessors might have been doing that kind of led to their downfall. You know, so at the end of the day, I think, you know, with us coming together and putting together this structure for our people, we're not looking for nobody's permission or approval on what we're doing. You know, because like you said about the Asians and all that and the third, they're not looking for approval. They're just doing what they do. And then they're like, yo, this is what we want done. And that's it. And this is something I think we have to kind of learn to do ourselves.
Facts.
I definitely agree. Hey, when you can you put your information, how to contact you in like the back chat?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Because we about to continue where I left off at.
American people.
I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to get my screens together. So just, y'all give me a minute. Okay, put this over here. Put the chat back up right here. Okay. Yeah, my screen, I don't know why my second screen went out. So now I'm trying to put everything back in its proper place. Here we go. Everybody can see the screen again?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the YouTube screen, I can see it.
Okay, good.
Black America.
Okay, now where is it's weird. Now it's not showing the screen where I could stop the screen shares. Man, it's so weird. Oh, screw it. We're just gonna get back to it. We're gonna put it back right here. Oh, there it is. It's on a second screen. Why is it over there? Here it is. Okay. All right, now see who all still in here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and push play again. All right, continue where we left off at. We was talking about the DNA in the courts. That's what Chris was doing. So here we go.
Okay, no, I did not misspoke there. Let me now allow me to explain it again.
Can you pull your source, please?
I am, but let me explain it. What you just pulled up right there. Now you say it cannot be used as evidence. What is the majority of the American people, Black Americans? They use ancestry DNA tests and 23andMe. And
wait a minute. Adam Simone. I think that's how to say your name. If you oppose anything up here, click the link that's in the chat, the pinned comment. You can come into this box up here. You can come up here on the panel and you can speak your mind. Like, we would deal with you accordingly. If you got knowledge, if you got information, if you're trying to spit something to us and saying all this stuff is debunked and everything like that, you can come up here. I think you're a Pan-African. I really believe you're a Pan-African or a Native American. But you can come up here, click the link in the in the comments. It's pinned up there at the top, and they will send you right over here to Zoom. Because based on your comments, it looked like, I don't know who you're. Miko Wolf, seriously, Miko is a Native American word for chief. Okay, so you're another Miko Wolf hater. Okay, so you're trying to challenge.
What he said?
He said Miko Wolf. Seriously, Miko Wolf is a Native American word for chief. You culture thief. That gotta be a Native American.
I can speak the language.
Yes. If you can lie and make up BS, I can post and call out you historical revisionist BS. Sir, again, click the link. Mr. Adam, click the link. Don't be scared. Do not be a keyboard warrior. Come up here, click the link, come deal with us, and we will deal with you accordingly.
You know what I don't understand, man? Like, I'm legitly serious about the $1,000. Like, I will give it to you. All you got to do is come up here and refute one thing that we say. One thing.
Facts. So, like, look, this isn't TikTok. You can't spam the report button. It will still be here. Okay? So you can come over here, get on the panel, share your information, share your screen, click the link. That's all we want you to do. And if you ain't going to do it, then shut the hell up. Also, kid, you too, over there faking like you at work, but you at the, how the hell you at work, but you in the comments typing up a storm? Don't you supposed to be working? You better chill out before your boss see you. So I know you're lying. So come up here on this panel, Mr. Kid.
I'm fucking dead.
Before you end up getting terminated. No, don't mute his comments. Don't mute his comments. Don't delete his comments. Because apparently, I think these are people from Facebook. And they're coming over to challenge Miko. So if you got a problem, Mr. Miko, then come up here. All right. So let's go ahead and continue. Again, you can click that link up there at the top. If you click that link up there in the top, you will be brought over here to the panel. You'll be over here in Zoom, and you can share your little speech or evidence or whatever you got. All right. All right, we got praying back. That goes for anybody on TikTok. Click the link. Come over here. If you oppose, come over here. Ain't no sense to sit up there talking noise in the chat. You don't need 1,000 followers now. It ain't no excuse now. Facts. I appreciate that. The Pan Goofy Adjuster. Who is that? All right, let's go. Let's go.
They use other companies too. I believe Family
Let's break it back a little bit.
They do portability. Courts have held that DNA testimony is not admissible unless the match is accompanied by a scientifically sound profile frequency or probability estimate. At-home DNA tests are not usually used as evidence in court. However, some DNA tests are
that's his background. I thought that was somebody else's background.
admissible. For example, Fastest Labs offers a range of court admissible DNA tests, including paternity tests. So yes, they do. Hold on, interfere yet? Yes, they do use them, but they necessarily don't use at-home tests because those can be what? Tampered with, and then you're bringing them to the court. What they're saying is you can only use DNA tests in a chain of custody, which would go through one of their forensic scientists to establish certain modes and methods in court. You kind of misspoke there.
Okay, no, I did not misspoke there. Let me now allow me to explain it again.
Can you pull your source, please?
I am, but let me explain it. What you just pulled up right there. Now, you say it cannot be used as evidence. What is the majority of the American people, Black Americans, they use Ancestry DNA tests and 23andMe, and they use other companies too, I believe Family Tree as well, to use as evidence to show that they are African, which they just said you cannot be used as evidence. Now, they says the chain of custody. Now, when they said the chain of custody, they're talking about what test are they talking about? The admissible test. And I'm gonna show you the admissible test of what they're talking about. I have it right here. I use
real quick, but you just tried to do something that's very consistent with the Abo narrative here, and you're getting frustrated because you're being
I'm not being frustrated because I did somebody debated me on this before, but
I got you, but you are on a panel with intelligent brothers that wanna be able to kind of kick it with you, bro. But what I'm sitting up there saying, a chain of custody. What is a chain of custody? Can you explain to us what chain of custody is?
Basically something that is passed down to a supervisor or up the chain. Basically.
Okay, very good. Yes, now is chain of custody present at home in your own home?
No. Okay.
It's not.
I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah. So
okay. So that's why they said they only allow chain of custody DNA tests, not at home tests such as 23andMe.
Okay. Now check it. Now check. Hold on.
How do Indians measure their blood quantum? You know, we have those Indian tribes. They have backgrounds. They do a DNA test to see how closely related they are to the tribe. So in that particular case, it's admissible in court, depending on the nation that's using it.
Hey, I'm gonna come back to that. I want to get back to this this admissible.
Okay, yeah, bring yours up. Bring up his source. Let him get his source up real quick.
All right, I got you.
Okay, so we're gonna pull it up.
Is my screen showing? Okay, cool.
I'm showing it now.
Okay, now
enlarge that for us. Can you enlarge that for us, please?
Yeah, I
Tell us the website. What's the website?
It's up here.
EndeavorDNA.com. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So this right here is it's about 4 admissible tests, including forensics as well. I'm gonna show you other, but I'm not gonna read all this. It's the paternal DNA test. We know what paternity is. We said everybody's smart enough to know what this is. So we got the paternity. That's from father to child. And then we got let's see, what's this one? This one's right here, from mother to child. We have the twin test.
Okay, I'm a twin. Go ahead. That has twins. Go ahead.
All right, and we have the missing parent test, which can still go into the paternity and maternity, just saying like, hey, this child related to you or not. This nothing to do with ancestry. When you go on their website, those are literally the only admissible ones. I'm going to bring up another one as well. Now, I found this one, the source, crap. Where did I get this source from? You can email them. I forgot to get the source in this one. I had brought this out in a debate with me and this guy named Port City Vibes. He's a Pan-African scholar, scientist, whatever guy. But this right here is the other test what the courts acknowledge: the child custody protection, family disputes, immigration.
These are only through chain of custody, though.
Yes, yes,
They're
sir.
offering this to a proper
Now,
chain of custody.
I don't think you understand what chain of custody
Hold on,
means.
I'm gonna get to that
Yeah,
chain of
it's not
custody
an
part.
at-home test, brother.
Listen, sir, I'm gonna get to that point. Now,
Okay.
when you look at this, right, these are what the courts acknowledge. Now, the question I'm at to ask y'all is this. Ask y'all is, what test is the courts providing that can prove that you come from an African background? Have anybody taken these tests of what you're saying that's got to be passed down to the chain of custody?
Bro, I have never been in a situation in court where I had to pull to do that.
Did y'all understand the question? If y'all was listening, did y'all understand the question? Did y'all understand the whole thing what was taking place during the admissible test? And he said the only reason they're not accepting it because it doesn't go down a chain of custody. So the question I asked was, is there any test?
He confused himself.
Exactly. Is there any test that the courts provide that is ancestry that proves that you come from Africa? And the brother said, I haven't been in no situation where, why the fuck would you be in a situation where you got to prove that you're African? Only way you would be in a situation, the only way you would be in this particular situation is unless you're trying to prove who you are through the courts. Nationality, I think that's what the courts go by, is nationality mainly. I mean, if you want to go by the color of law and call yourself a black or white or whatever, I mean, that's you. But that's the only time when you're trying to prove who you are. I believe that take place in civil court, right? Is this a civil, Miko, is there like a civil suit or something, like a civil thing where you're trying to get your nationality and things like that?
Your nationality? It can be civil, but when you do like a like it just depends. It could be federal. It depends on what you're going for.
True. Okay, cool. So that's what I see right here. Like, they didn't understand the question. And I know for a fact, there's no test by the courts that can prove that you come from Africa, yada, yada, yada. That's why I was staying on a topic, admissible tests. Because there's no admissible ancestry test. Because if there is, and someone doesn't like it, and that can prove that they didn't come from there, that's a big lawsuit. They need to know why they need to know why courts don't deal with ancestry tests. Anybody got something to say? Oh, it's just us three here. All right. Continue.
Everybody went out.
Yes. I mean, why are you making the court the ultimate authority? Why is the court the authority on the legitimacy?
But y'all talking about the
I have never been in a situation in court where I had to pull to do that.
Yeah, what scenario is that? Yes. I mean, why are you making the court the ultimate authority? Why is the court the authority on the legitimacy?
But y'all talking about the chain of custody of the court. So now this is double standard.
It means you're doing it in a controlled environment where it can be verified that you did it instead of it being some random person.
Okay, so have anybody of African descent or slave descent of Africa, have they went through the courts to prove that they are African through the chain of custody? What y'all are the guy? Wait, the reason this is the reason why I would come up, because y'all are here trying to prove that everybody's African, correct?
Let me answer that for you properly.
Okay,
all right. First of all, what you just asked was a loaded question. The court does not come to the public trying to prove anything to the public. The public goes to the courts in order to establish their innocence or a case. All right. So that was a very loaded question. The court's not going to have a record and give to you, say, here, you're African. No, they already know you're an African American when you come in that court. You yourself just came on here, and this is what I'll be saying about y'all comprehension level sometimes, or your narrative. Be quiet. You just said a please, respectfully. You just
that was false what he just said.
20% African, 20% Mali, and all these other things through a DNA test. And then to explain all of that away, you went to the courts by saying, see, the courts don't acknowledge at-home tests. Yes, but that's only in the case of maternity or rape. They need a chain of custody. But you can clearly go to court admissible services and have all that proven. But when you're dealing with court admissible services, they're only dealing with court cases pertaining to the court. Ancestry cases or cases of ancestries aren't necessarily dealing with the court. Those are up for public dispute.
Okay, sir. Again, you literally just proved my point again. Y'all keep saying the court. Y'all said that the court. Listen, hold on. I've been quiet. You said that the courts already know that we are African descent. Can you provide a court case where they're acknowledging all Black people as African descent?
See, right there. I just want y'all to hear what he did. He just said, can you provide a court case in which the courts are saying all Black people are African? No, we already know that. Guess what? All Black
you
people
can't
aren't
do
100.
that. Okay.
When was it ever in contention?
Right.
So it's a problem when I flip the same question back on them. It's a problem.
Yep.
This shit is so stupid, man. Like, that's why you can't debate niggas like this. I'm just being real. You can't debate people like this at all because they don't provide anything. They're just gonna flip your question back at you, and I'm gonna flip it back at you. Now you're gonna say, "Oh, that's gaslighting."
So you can't debate niggas like that.
Just being real, man. This shit is so ridiculous. No, you did. What you talking about? That clown not working? Yeah, he not working, man.
First of all, when is that?
I'm gonna show you a contention right now. Is my screen being shared?
Hold on, bro. Please don't cut me off. I'm being respectful.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ain't being no fucking respectful.
That is a very loaded question. You already know the answer to that. You already know the answer. You just told us your DNA results, and you were saying it was 40% this, 50% this, 60% this, 1% that. But you never showed where it said Native American in there.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, 1 second. And then in order for you to prove your relationship to Native Americans, you said it was your own personal research. So how do you prove that? You go through DNA, and you already told us your DNA record.
Sir. Again.
Go ahead, melanated goddess.
So I just wanted to ask a question to make sure that, as a person listening in the chat, that I'm totally understanding what is being meant by chain of custody. Because when you guys are, I'm just going to say like the African side is saying something, and then this Abo gentleman, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just see a green background. I can't see your name. But then he says his side, and I just want to make sure I'm understanding. So if I buy a 23andMe package here and I do my DNA here, right at home, what is to stop me from swabbing my dog or my son or my neighbor and then putting my name and putting that I'm Black, right? Or whatever I put in my I don't know, in the initial form, and I sign up, basically because there's no one to monitor how I administer the test, then that is considered not to be a chain of custody. But when you go to court and someone, like a bailiff or someone, comes and takes your saliva, that's the chain of custody. Is that what you guys are saying? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Chain of custody simply means it has to be through the courts, because it's eliminating contamination. That's all it means.
Right. Chris, like when you were in the Army, when you take a urinalysis, they actually watch you urinate when you take a urinalysis. When you go take a urinalysis for your job, they don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's been observed that that's actually your urine. That's all it's saying with a chain of custody. It's not saying, I mean, I don't know what dude's talking about. I mean,
so in that case, it would make
if y'all allow me to speak.
In that case, it would make sense how the court would prefer the more reliable form of obtaining the DNA specimen that they can actually verify versus someone doing it in their home and they can't verify it.
Right.
That's all.
That would make a lot of sense. Okay, I got you.
Okay,
Hey,
so
hold on. Naturalism of Yahweh, you got to understand that some of the things that you're saying are very controversial, like this entire doctrine. So that's why you want to have everybody. I'm trying to allow everybody to get up here and say what
Hey,
they
Chris,
want to say.
let me give
you
you. I
also have
got a question for him.
examples like
before
Loving versus
anybody asks me
Virginia.
a question, I would like to continue what I have to say.
Well, I do want to say something to make a minor correction because you said that there's no record of the courts ruling that African Americans are African descent, right? But
He said,
yeah, all of them.
okay, well, this is not gonna be all day like that. That's an unbelievable thing to even try to do, right? To
Some
say
people
all,
are mixed race. Yeah, some people are mixed race. It can't be all.
yes, exactly. So we have to remove those situations. But we do have the ruling of Loving versus Virginia, and we also have Rule versus the city of Philadelphia that definitely does that.
Hey, listen.
Oh, and Chris, I had put in the chat. Not a coincidence. Posted a criminal case where they actually utilized DNA. Yeah. So the Golden State Killer. So the brother with the green background. If you would check that out, that would let you know of the court, because that was your premise. So if you're being irritated by us. If you're being irritated by us talking about it,
it's like I'm not hearing you what I'm saying.
Okay, but listen, but you actually asked a question and said, can you show the court utilizing ancestry DNA? And in that particular case, the court is using ancestry DNA. So instead of dismissing it before you even look into it, you might, unless you got.
How's she gonna ask me the same goddamn question that I asked them? I literally just asked them, do the courts have is there any court case that shows that all Black people in America are Africans? And I also asked them, is there an ancestry test provided by the courts that can be passed up through the chain of custody? Why are they flipping the goddamn question?
Bro, I think
it sounds like she's for American Indians. Then it's gonna go right back to Pan-African shit.
Bro, I feel like they're just trying to learn some new stuff from you. They don't have this information. You feel me?
Right, man. For real, they not listening. Then they go back to talk about forensic science and talking about a crime scene that happened in present time and trying to find somebody that's living in present time and compare that living person to the DNA of to the DNA that's on the crime scene of that living person. That's not ancestry. That is not ancestry. Ancestry is like your child. We talk all the way about generations back. What they're doing is comparing your DNA to somebody else. The courts don't even, I'm gonna tell you now, the courts don't even recognize your cousin's DNA. Look that up. The courts don't even take your cousin's DNA. They only want your mother and your father. They can even go up to your grandmother or grandfather. But that's the highest they can go. They are not going to go to your cousin. Because look, you're 50% mother, you're 50% your father. Then when it goes down to your great grandparents, then you got 25. Now, guess what? Before then, guess how much it is before that? 15. Now, guess how much it is before that? 5. So how the hell you got African ancestry all the way back to 1619 when you got barely a fucking percentage of relation? It's fucking mouth. It doesn't make any sense. But somehow they trying to make it make sense. But if they let me talk, if they would have let me talk, allowed me to explain myself, allowed me to properly provide the documentation of what I am saying, then you would have seen the conjecture in the scientific world. You would have seen the lies behind DNA testing companies, ancestry DNA testing companies today. You're putting all your pearls into a damn basket, the ancestry basket, and don't even know it's a burning basket. That's what I said. Y'all Pan Africans, y'all are not ready for no true debate. It's dumb. Let's get back to it. I'm only gonna show a little bit of this, then I'm gonna reach a conclusion, then we're gonna end the live. All right.
Got all the answers and nobody can, give you more information. You have all the information already, then that's how your disposition is.
I pretty much
I think we gotta make a decision, though, bro. A lot of times I see these things. I've been on the internet and back stats and all this stuff for damn near a decade, and I think we gotta understand, or we gotta make a decision. Each individual is: do we want to win an argument, or do we want to be correct with the data that we're putting out? And that's
both, nigga. Both. I want to win the argument, and I want to be fucking correct, and I want to learn some shit at the same time. But on this panel, I ain't learned the goddamn thing. I haven't learned the goddamn thing. Now, they want to be right. They want to be correct. They wasn't trying to learn shit. They automatically shot down anything I brought up without bringing any resources to even motherfucking combat what the hell I'm saying. Everything is just off the fucking dome. Off the top. It's common sense. Everybody knows. So I guess a motherfucking baby that's 2 years old know he African, right? Or what's that shit taught to them? Just like you was being taught that you was an African in school too. But before you went to school, before you got indoctrinated, what the fuck was you? You was just a simple person living your life. But if you grew up in a culture, if you grew up around your people that still had their heritage, you would have known who the fuck you was. But everybody went to fucking school to learn who the hell they was. They learned it by somebody who they're not related to. They automatically assume they came off a slave ship. They didn't see no personal record of them coming from Africa, yet they just fucking believed like they believed in Jesus Christ. Fucking common sense. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Y'all are not ready for a real debate. We can tell that y'all are scared. We can literally see that y'all are scared. I don't have to beat motherfucking Dan Calloway, Kua Mayo, all these big dogs. I keep saying them because they're the big dogs right now. I don't have to beat them to prove the damn point. And most of my information don't even come from them. Yes, they helped out. They showed me books and I found new books that was through those books. Everybody helped one another out. But y'all dealing with somebody entirely new that's willing to come to your motherfucking den and challenge every last one of y'all. Ain't no pussy in my bone. Ain't no fear over here. Other American Indians may be afraid to debate and show what they have learned to combat you, but I am not. I will come in there when it's 100 of you. And we show how all of y'all ran like a fucking dog with his tail between his legs. And every time you got your back pushed against the wall, guess what you did? Guess what you did? Gaslighting, narcissism. That's wrong, brother. And I say provide the source to prove what you're saying. No, that's gaslighting. You're supposed to prove it, not me. Okay, prove that you're African. I don't have to do that. It's common sense. Are you fucking kidding me? So next time I encounter you, Chris, you better have them goddamn records proving that you come from an African tribe. You better have that ship log. You better have that register. You better have that slave manifest, your personal ones. Because at this point, y'all motherfuckers got to prove that y'all African for real. You want us to prove that we Indian? Sure, I got my records. Now I want to see those goddamn African records. I want to see that slave manifest. I want to see that passenger list. I want to see all that shit. And if you don't have a photo of your shit, quit calling yourself a fucking Pan-African. You don't know who you are. Your identity was taught to you by somebody that wasn't even related to you. And that goes for every single Pan-African out there. I'll debate any one of you and show you how you lack intelligence in this and show you how you lack common sense in this. Let's continue to play.
Something that's a rhetorical question for yourself, because it seems as if you want to win the argument and not get the correct data, put the right data out.
If y'all let me speak, just keep going.
Okay, so let's let them talk. But real quick, I do want to show this. All right, so everybody can know what a chain of custody is. All right, and I went right there and I grabbed it from what's it called here. I'm gonna pull the definition right here. All right, and this is, excuse me. Okay, so here's the definition. Chain of custody, a process that tracks the movement of evidence through its collection, safeguarding and analysis life cycle by documenting each person who handled the evidence, the date/time it was collected or transferred, and the purpose for the transfer. Right? So what you have here is when you're doing an at-home test, there's no tracking of it. The courts don't know who handled it, right? But when they do it through the courts, you give a DNA sample and you go to the court. It only goes through the courts. Let's use the Brother Polite situation. When everybody first learned about these things, the police officers have to grab her, boom, immediately, and get all that DNA evidence off of her clothing, if she was penetrated, which I think she was. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't think they shared that information. I'm not here to say any of that right now. But they grab all the DNA off of her through court-appointed officials or state-appointed officials to handle those matters. Those state-appointed officials then present that evidence, or the prosecution presented their evidence to the courts, and they said, here's what we have on him based on DNA. That's why it's called a chain of custody. It's a legal process in which they can trace everything back to everybody who touched these samples in case there's been some tampering. When you're dealing with an at-home test, there's no chain of custody and there's no trace of who touched it other than yourself. That's why DNA, Ancestry and Me, is not permissible in court. They can't.
You heard the motherfucker, right? Lord help these Pan-Africans. Everybody's DNA spit. It's not being manipulated. You telling me over 100,000 tests is contaminated. And therefore, that's the reason the courts don't want to uplift it. So again, that brings me back to ancestry tests that is distributed through the courts. Where the fuck is that? It's a multi-million-dollar business, right? So why isn't the courts is on it? Why isn't the federal government is on this? You know what I'm saying? This thing. If it was such a big deal, why do police stations, police departments go to these DNA companies to get your DNA if it's so goddamn contaminated? If it cannot be trusted, why do the police stations go to the goddamn DNA companies to see if an individual, if they're trying to see if you committed a crime, they would go to these DNA companies that have your DNA and compare that DNA to something else to see if you actually did it. If that's the case, the police, the federal agents, would not use Ancestry. They would not use 23andMe. They would not use GetMatch. GetMatch literally have a section where you can check off and check on if you want the police department to be able to use your DNA in a crime scene or an investigation. So if your DNA was so goddamn fake, so contaminated, why do the federal government still use it? No, that's not different from Ancestry DNA. The point is what they're trying to prove is they saying the courts don't recognize it because it's not passed up a chain of custody. Okay, the police station goes down to Ancestry company or 23andMe or GetMatch. Pick up your DNA. Compare it to a crime scene. The thing is, if it was so bad, which the police worked through the courts, federal agents work through the courts. If that's the case, then they wouldn't even do that. Do you understand, young blood? There's somebody's real name over there on TikTok, young blood. Do you not understand that? So therefore, this little fucking presentation that they try to use to say, hey, that's the reason they don't use it, it's completely out the goddamn window. No agency should never be using, no federal agency, no state agency, no police agency, no sheriff agency should come by and pick up your goddamn DNA. If do you get what I'm saying, Ether? Does it make sense?
Nah, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. It does make sense.
So that's bullshit.
Mhm.
So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. Well, they're using your DNA for forensic science if you committed a crime. But it's tampered with though, right? That's why I know the Pan-Africans, they don't logically fucking think. They do not logically think.
And then you got to think too, it's like we was over here, so like how did we know where all these plants and herbs and stuff was? Like we knew exactly where to go over here when they came over here to invade us and stuff like that. So you telling me the Africans and stuff like that, right? They knew exactly where they was going. Like they just hopped off the boats and knew exactly where certain plants and certain locations were.
And the Africans blended in with the Indians too. There's another goddamn thing that they cannot explain. The Native Americans, they were swarthy and everything. They were black. They had straight hair. How the fuck woolly hair ass Africans blend in with motherfucking straight hair Indians? Y'all Pan-Africans still ain't explained that shit. Evidently, they both look alike. Oh, they was mixing with them as soon as they got out the boat. Oh, so as soon as they got out the boat, they automatically produced the baby in less than 4 fucking seconds. And that baby grew to be 20 years old in motherfucking 10 seconds. And they blended in with them motherfuckers, right? Come on, man. There's documentation to show that Africans blended in with Indians to hide themselves. That's one reason why they said, fuck it, let's just enslave both of them. Hell, they both look alike. But somehow this shit is not sticking to the Pan-African mind. Yeah, OG tribe. Hey, y'all should be over here at YouTube so y'all can see the screen. Pan-Africans take another L today and run and kick me out the panel.
That was crazy when they kicked you off earlier.
Yeah, they kicked me off.
And then claim, oh no, you just dropped.
I didn't drop. They kicked me out. Then when I only made it halfway through my document, oh, that's enough. That's enough. Drop.
Exactly.
He come over here. Hey, did you know that article you brought up that was Africans? Boy, I wanted him to come up here and explain that shit. I was gonna tell him to read it thoroughly now because they using the American Indian scores and comparing it to African scores. There's a certain range when it comes down to the cranium. What is it? It's believed 75 through 80 or somewhere around there to see if you come from that if you're a Negro type, not African, Negro type. Just like they compare Negro schools, the Negroes of Africa to the Pacific Islands, they compare their schools, and now they compare the schools of the Indians over in the Caribbean to the African school and say they all in the range of the Negro, like the Negro measurement. That's what the fuck the article was going to talk about. I was waiting for Chris to bring his ass up here because I was going to make it look so fucking stupid on that behalf. And once he heard me say that, I noticed he said, I'm going to go ahead and get on down. And use praying as a fucking excuse to drop because he knew I already knew what the fuck he was going to do. Because Mo Facts tried to do that shit. I was waiting for you. I said all Negroes around the world kind of have the same measurement when it comes down to the score, except the pygmies now. Their hair's a little bit smaller. We all got big ass heads, long ass, oval ass heads. Some of them have square ass heads. But when it comes down to our cranium, we still in that damn range. We don't just got one set number. But why I ask, why is Africa so tribal people? I want what? I don't know. Get that statement better though, because I ain't understand what you're saying. All right.
Who touched these samples? That's it, bro.
All right, I can speak now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, everything which I covered was just basic present DNA, not ancestry. Again, I already
What the fuck I say?
Covered.
Court. Ancestry and me is not permissible in court. They can't trace who touched these samples. That's it, bro.
All right, I can speak now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, everything which I covered was just basic present DNA, not ancestry. Again, I already covered that. And do y'all not understand what ancestry is? Do y'all know what that is?
Of course, man.
No. Don't answer that. We don't answer loaded.
What? Don't answer that question. Why? We don't answer loaded questions. I asked one goddamn question. Y'all didn't even answer the question about what ancestry company that the courts use. But y'all got all the smoke for me. I got to answer all. Look how many people over here attacking me. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's another one there. Now there's 8 people on this goddamn panel. He telling everybody, don't answer that question. One person. Y'all acting like this to one person. That's how fucking intimidated y'all was. Yeah, we on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe. If you're not subscribing to my channel, Naturalism of Yahweh, and you're watching this live and you feeling this live and you see the bullshit, please hit the subscribe button because I'm going live more on YouTube than I do on TikTok. If you stay on the TikTok side, it's just going to sound like a podcast. But if you like podcasts, then be my guest. Stay over there on TikTok. Just make sure you send a gift. But if you're here on the YouTube side, make sure you become a member. The merchandise is coming. Feather Gang is coming. The merch is coming. And that shit is going to be fire when y'all see it. And to get exclusive content You got to become a member. I still do this for free for my people, but we all need a little support. But what I'm saying is become a member, because you're going to see this content before anybody else. And by the way, I am working on the Mongolian that invaded, the Mongols that invaded America series. I started on part 1. It's coming to you. Y'all going to see who the natives really is. It ain't, they're not just called Mongols. It's a big ass family that got together. They invaded all the Negro populations and took on the identity of every Negro on this goddamn earth except for Africa. Well, they took over North Africa identities. They took on some of the Egyptian identities, the Libyan identities, the Arabic identities, the Iranian identities. They took on all majority of the big time Negro populations around the world, not just America. The Native Americans is all over the fucking world. Well, we just call them natives for short. The Scythians, the Turks, the Huns, Javanese, Japanese, Chinese. Y'all need to fucking understand what the fuck is really going on. And that's why the Mongol invasion of America, y'all gonna learn all this shit. Y'all gonna see the motherfucking truth. And hell, when I get on, once we get to season 2 of the Mongol invasion, that's when we're gonna start talking about the contract and the treaties these motherfuckers made with the government. Y'all gonna see the whole shebang. I'm not playing with y'all. Then after that, we're gonna attack the Pan-African. We're gonna have the Pan-Africans. I'm gonna say the Pan-African invasion of America. Let's call it it. The Pan-Africans invasion of America. We're gonna call it that. And we're gonna talk about Marcus Garvey. We're gonna talk about Noble Jew Ali. We're gonna talk about Well DeBose. We're gonna talk about all these motherfuckers. How y'all infiltrated the Black Panthers. How y'all have an agenda to make us Africans, to keep us in the fucking dark. How y'all joined the Boule, how y'all joined the Freemasonry. Y'all all know this shit. Y'all gatekeep information. I got recordings of you Pan-Africans knowing that we're the true American Indians here, and y'all admitted the shit, but y'all gatekeep the information. Oh, that presentation of Pan-Africans that invaded America. Ooh, that shit is gonna be fire when I'm done. You don't think Chris gonna be in that presentation? You don't think he's gonna be in that presentation? Come on now, I'm gonna show you the mindset of the Pan-Africans. This is a social experiment for me. I just bro, shout out to Chief Peanut. Found you through there. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you, Chief, for sending your followers over here. I appreciate that. And thank you, everybody that's subscribing right now. Keep subscribing. Make sure you turn on the notification button so you can know when I'm live. Just know it's coming. I'm not playing with these people no more. And I'm glad I shook the foundations of YouTube. Now they know about me. I had to say, hey, I walked past the stage, Ether. I graduated from TikTok. I already got my diploma the other day.
Yup. Most def.
We here now. We on the journey to 10K subscribers. Then after that, 15, then 20. We on our way. See, the brother just trying to look for fame. Who the fuck don't want to be known for the great things that they're doing? Oh, yeah, I'm one of those people from the Christianity society. Do all your good deeds, but keep it a secret. Don't let nobody know that you're that nigga.
But the thing is, you already had a large following before you even came to YouTube.
Exactly.
Then you grew your subscribers over here. So what, Chris had his channel for a long time. I remember Chris had his jump for like some years.
Still stuck at 2.
Now, yeah, still stuck at 2. You already up 2. So it's like, bro, like you're not looking for fame. Like you already had.
Already had it.
Yeah,
Bro,
you
I had
already
motherfucking celebrities watching my shit on TikTok, bro. Fucking celebrities. And now, look, we over here now, motherfuckers getting mad. People, the Pan-Africans from TikTok is coming over here trying to tell Chris the scoop about me. Yeah, you better do that. You better do that because y'all finna do the same shit MoFax doing. Y'all finna have a whole live about my YouTube channel. Y'all gonna do the same shit, and I'm finna sit up here and study the fuck out of y'all. And once I learn everything about y'all, hey, y'all ready? You ready to put that $1,000 on the line? Because on YouTube, I'm gonna be putting that money on the line now. TikTok was practice. Practice make perfect. And I hope my tribe be with me. I hope my family be with me. I hope y'all still be here. Because unlike the other American Indians, this big dog in this nation, they don't let y'all come up and talk through naturalism. Y'all still gonna come up and talk. I'm still gonna let any family member come up here and talk. I'm gonna let the Pan Goofies come up here and talk. But you better bring it. Make way for the new American Indians, because we coming. It ain't just me, Miko, Nine Ether, Los, Opium, Big Prin, Naturalista, B for all. Make way, because the new generation is coming to the top. It's no disrespect to the OGs, but we got to come through for the new generation. Because it's the new generation that's watching us. And they're going to see the growth. Right? We're making way for the new generation. Y'all had y'all time. And again, no disrespect to the OGs. No disrespect to the OGs. Shout out Dane Calloway. Shout out Cool and Mayo. Shout out UBTV. Shout out 432 Drop. Shout out Chief, what's her name? Chief Warhorse. Shout out to all the fellow chiefs. But y'all got to make way for the new generation. We got to make way because we coming. And that's everybody else that's with me too. Even the people that's on TikTok. And when y'all come and join me, y'all be on my team, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be up here on the panel. It ain't just going to be me. This family going to grow. And I'm glad everybody gave Miko that big support. When he came up here on the live, demonstrating the DNA, everybody I bring on this panel, I'm going to let you know. They're going to bring some fucking heat. Miko ain't going to be the only one. We're going to come across new people. New skills.
Yeah, I got some homies. I got some homies already. You know what I'm saying? I want to bring over here also from Bingo Live.
Facts. We got folks over there off that app, Bingo, Bigo. I don't even be over there. But there's a lot of scholars over there too. So we in a recruit stage because I'm telling you, YouTube, that's the big playground right here. This the real playground. I'm telling you, bro, 9, we got a pack of wolves, man. If we don't feed them, they're going to turn against us, man. We seen it happen on TikTok. We had a pack of wolves. We didn't feed them. They turned against us. But we made it through that trial and tribulation. We made it through that. A lot of debts had to be paid. A lot of forgiveness. A lot of apologies. And now we're becoming a family again, but we still keeping our eye on those Indians, know what I'm saying? Because, they tribes, they backdoor one another. They throw the tomahawk when we walking away. They shoot their bows when we walking away. So we still got to keep our eye on the fellow tribes, know what I'm saying? Because tribes, we still be warring against one another. So there's a lot of bridges still being fixed at this moment. But I'm telling you, I'm trying to be the bridge to YouTube and let my people be known on the YouTube And I don't want them to say, hey, I got here through natural. Yeah, you probably got here through me, but you're gonna get there. You're gonna get to the top through your own fucking skill, through your own knowledge, through your own understanding.
Right.
And I'm not gonna be one of them grimy ass folks that be like, oh, I'm too good to talk to you. No. I'm told you I'm gonna be different. Now them paying goofies, when it gets to something real fucking serious, oh, you're gonna have to pay me to debate me. But if it's a regular discussion like with Chris, and I know you ain't taking too fucking serious, I'm like, oh yeah, we can have a little dialogue. But if you're a big time dude, we gotta put some money on the table. Because I'm taking my time at what I could be educating my people, spending time with my family. I could be at work making bread. So I'm just keeping it real. Make way for the next generation, because it ain't just me, it's a lot of us. And we don't feed each other. I've seen that happen. The people turn against one another. They start their own factions. They start talking shit to the other tribes. Then a couple months later, hey man, we need to get together, break this knowledge down, and bruh, fuck all that shit we did back in the past. We need to get together. Come on, man.
Yep.
That's what happened. So I forgive all y'all. I forgive y'all, my fellow Indians, but I'm still keeping my eye on you. Joe said, I'm way too emotional. Who's emotional? Me? Oh, you talk about Chris? I could be emotional at times when you piss me off. Just like when this guy tried to tell me about my family, you know what I'm saying? I know who your family, I know where they at. Hey man, you talk about my bloodline, you talking about my tribe.
Right. Hey, I believe Miko did make his page. Also.
Yeah, Miko made his page. I'm gonna have to find it because YouTube not gonna put it up the way how they supposed to. But again, if y'all trying to get on the panel, y'all can click the link at the top of the chat on YouTube. So y'all can request the box and get up here if y'all got something to say. If you want to share your support or if you want to share your differences. Oh, he talking about Chris. Yeah, man, that guy, he a sassy, emotional individual, man. And as soon as you turn up on him, hey, man, show some tough skin. Also, you just want me to sit here so you can whoop my ass. You want me to be that slave that you always wanted me to be, huh? Oh, yeah. It's a real motherfucking syndrome. It's a real motherfucking sickness, disorder for you to want everybody around you that look like you to be a slave. Be proud of your slave background, of all that ass whooping that you have received. You ain't stood up for yourself. Be proud of that. Talk stuff when the master walk away. That's how that is. That's a sickness, y'all. Just like that sickness, buck breaking, they proud of stuff like that. They proud to be taken away from their home, allegedly. Who want to be attached to something like that? And then once we see that we're literally not attached to something like that, oh, no, you got to go back to being attached to something like that. But I never was attached. There's no proof. Oh, you are a goddamn slave. I say that, and that's facts. And if you go against that, you're crazy. Why you acting different? You're a slave just like the rest of us. My people wasn't no slaves, buddy. I got no slave manifest about my people. My people own other motherfucking folks, and they wasn't even white. Shout out to the Urquharts in my family. They wasn't even white. Down in Louisiana. And guess who they own? They own family members. Oh no, he had sex, and that's how he had sex with a white person. No. That person was owned by somebody else, and my family bought them back, and they worked on their own land. Back in the day, everybody was bartering, trading their own goddamn crops. So what the fuck you think it is? There wasn't no goddamn Walmart back then. There wasn't no taxi drivers and all the other shit back then. Everybody was sitting up here selling their crops. That's how you make money. So think, every family, every person that lived in the United States or America had land. So how the fuck to make money in the America back in that day? That means you have to till your own fucking ground. What happens if you don't want to till your own fucking ground as a fellow black man? You're going to have your fucking tribe or your family members or a good friend, or you're going to put up help wanted sign on your goddamn land and say, hey, who want to come work on my fucking field? Yes, sir, I do. Okay, here's a contract. Give me a total of 5 years and I'm going to pay you this amount. That's what the fuck was going on. But somehow they branched it off to some evil, despicable act. Now, some evil shit did happen now. I'm not going to lie about that. But y'all getting it twisted for what the hell it really was. Everybody of all nationalities was fucking slaves. Everybody. White people was not fucking strong back then. I don't know why you think they was. They did not have no type of way of intimidating you. We intimidated them. And still do to this day. How the hell y'all can't see it? Even through the old books. They called us devils. They called us beautiful. Not beautiful. They called us ugly. They called us all types of shit. You say that against the motherfucking people you fear. Like, come on now. But somehow they don't get it. All those Indian wars, they told you about it. And they call them slave rebellions. So I'm rebelling. So I'm rebelling not to make no fucking money for my family. That's what the hell you trying to say? I'm not trying to live out my fucking contract so I can have my own goddamn land. I'm rebelling to be fucking poor. That's what the fuck y'all not really looking at what the hell happened. If you rebelled, you was going to be fucking poor. You was not going to have no land. You wasn't going to come up on shit if you did not work for somebody. I'm just being real with you. And it's the same way today. It was just a different type of system. And that was mad that majority of the Negroes here who knew the land owned the land. So who was the breadwinners at that time? Why they really stopped slavery in the South? Who was the real Confederates? What was the Revolutionary War? What was it really about? This motherfucker still be on what the fuck he talking about. We could go to Google and look at the first thing we see. Since when Google told you the goddamn truth? Everybody knows what happened with the Twin Towers, but they're going to turn around and look what Google said. Google said terrorists did it, but we know we ain't even finna get there. It's dumb. It's straight up dumb. People need to have a fucking brain to think, man, because I don't know what the hell wrong with these people. As a matter of fact, I'm finna stop screen sharing. We're gonna pause it right there because I already been going for 3 hours and fucking 27 minutes. I'm like, come on, man. When we gonna actually think for ourselves? When we gonna y'all always talk down on the white man literature, but you pick it right back up, Pan-Africans. Like, I don't understand. So Negro skeletons isn't enough for you? You got to see a fucking skeleton speaking a language? How could that? Ron, tell me this. If me and you went somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. And we dig like fucking 20 feet in the ground or some shit. And we found the remain of a skeleton. No, nothing, just a remain of a skeleton. Is we going to be able to tell what the fuck that skeleton did back in his past?
Nope.
Is we going to be able to tell what language that skeleton spoke?
Nope, not at all.
So we ain't going to know that skeleton's culture and none of that shit, right?
Mm-mm.
But we can measure this skeleton and tell who he possibly could have came from.
Yep.
So all that bullshit about linguistics, heritage, culture, and shit. I want to see motherfucking Chris dig up a motherfucking skeleton out the fucking yard, and I want him to tell me the culture of that goddamn person. Like I said, the mindset of these Pan-Africans, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Facts, the modern white. Everybody over here, gang, facts. And we got 53 people watching. Again, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification. It's that little bell down there that y'all see right there next to the title. It's that notification bell. Turn that joint on. Like the live. And become a member if you're feeling it. It's okay. You ain't have to get paid today. Get paid another day. I go live on Wednesday, then I'll go live on Friday. See somebody support. This shit's stupid. Shit does hell. But anything you got to share, bro? Anything you got to talk about future plans or anything like that before I end this live?
Nah, not really. I mean, just be on lookout for like more information. More people gonna start popping up, you know, bringing out more information regarding this matter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I mean, we're not the same as Africans, you know what I'm saying? They say it, you know.
Right.
So I mean, it is what it is.
Right. I mean, that's facts, bro. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully next time I go live, it's gonna be brother Miko going back over DNA again. Basically like part 2 of what he was covering at first, because he got a lot of information dealing with DNA. So I'm gonna get with him and see what he want to do with that. What's a great day for him to come out and do that live. And we're gonna end it right there. Again, subscribe, like this live, and I'll see you next time. And be looking out for the Mongol invasion. All right.
All right. Peace.
Peace, y'all.